Thus ends the opening music, everybody. I brought a knife. Not only to bring a knife, I ran with it. We're 5 minutes early because it's only getting colder. We threatened this, God, hell, was it a month ago? A month ago, we said, we got in a friendly discussion between me and the absolute goon at the end of the bench, who claims that in the plane, oh no, it's got the label on the outside of it. We tried to time it, right? We tried to time it so that they won't be ice cold when we start. It was a certain 5 minutes early because I'm hungry. So here's what we're going to do, right? Like, this is, look, okay, I'll make a cross analogy for it. If you like the Beatles, and by that I mean John, Paul, Ringo, those guys, right? If you like the Beatles, that's great. As far as bands go, and this is my personal opinion, this is the way I feel, because on the record right behind me is Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. I consider the Beatles to be like the most overrated band ever. Like, I don't care how many #1 singles they will have. Look how many albums they put out. Anyway, In-N-Out is the Beatles of burger joints. I can understand why people like it, but at the same time, it's overrated. But I'm going to put my mouth where my mouth is, because inside this is, we got the Baker's double baker, right? And these two burgers, ladies and gentlemen, are basically made in the exact same way, right? Like two patties fried up, right? Of course, the animal at the end of the workbench, you'll notice this one's a little flat and this one's a little tall. That's because this one has lettuce and tomato on it, because it's a hamburger. No. This guy has got nothing but grilled onions on it, so this is actually going to be a completely different experience, because we have no lettuce, no tomato, and we have grilled onions. If he wants to pick the lettuce and the tomato off of his double, that's fine. We also have, and oh my God, all you need are eyes. You're here right now listening to me, but if you have eyes, okay, I want you to look at this bucket of sadness. Look at these things, right? I hope that the absolute limpness of this is coming across as through an audiovisual medium. Meanwhile, when you go down to the baker's, you order your fries in a sack. This is the bag called the Frinormus. Yes, look how similar. Oh, so similar. But even the blind, and if your bag of fries doesn't look like that, then you ain't doing it right. Like, they should be soaking through the bag. This is a pound of French fries, because who doesn't love French fries? And even the blind guy, as much of an In-N-Out, a professed In-N-Out guy as he is, will admit that these beat those.
Oh, I don't order In-N-Out.
He doesn't order In-N-Out fries. For the purposes of this, he did order In-N-Out fries. So we made a especially good time. We left a little early to get boigas, and we got home on time. And I just sharpened this knife, and then I ran with it. So we're gonna cut, because if you don't have a cross section, what have you got? It's meat and grilled onions. It is what it is. I'm gonna put his half on a plate because he considers himself civilized.
I bought two plates.
I don't know where he got the idea that he's civilized, but here we are. And then again, the baker's, you got to be soaking through. And if you don't want lettuce and tomato, that's fine. But no lettuce and tomato on a hamburger is a little bit like putting ketchup on a hot dog. If you put ketchup on a hot dog, please don't explain to me why you put ketchup on a hot dog. Like, right? I mean, yeah, it's got a big chunk of lettuce in there. Yeah. Someone said my hands make them look like sliders. All right, so the tall one is obviously double baker, and yes, in the spirit of all things double.
Oh, there's a double with lettuce and tomato in there too.
Oh, you got a whole one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I did the cross section. Well, they needed to see what it looked like on the inside. Now you're eating a burger and a half minimum.
Yeah, I ordered 3 burgers just so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. He ordered one with lettuce and tomato. That's better for me because if it doesn't have lettuce and tomato on it, we're only partway there.
Or the way you like it, and the way it should.
So instead of an unboxing, we have the unwrapping, and oh my god, I'm a mess. This is like when I work on shocks. I'm gonna be greasing up the whole joint. Yeah, Spud has a wrench as well, Mr. Spain, because sometimes you don't. You just don't show up for whatever reason, like you have obligations or whatever. Like I don't know how that works. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Okay, that lettuce is a little tall. I'm just gonna eat it. And I dropped my tomato, but I just cleaned the bench, so I'm gonna eat that anyway. I mean, I've long said that I'm a baker's guy. That's so good.
The tomato?
It's so good. Like, you can't go wrong with a double baker. I mean, it's just so good. Like, that's a balanced, that's balanced flavors. All right. Now, what is probably going to happen is I'm going to take a bite of this, and I'm going to they're basically going to be the same. That's no, very different to you. Oh no, yeah, okay. The In-N-Out, the double, definitely saltier. It's definitely saltier. And I know we're not fresh off the racks. Bun, a little more rigid on the double. Other than that, this is a perfectly acceptable hamburger. I would not be mad about it. You know? They are very, honestly, yes, I eat a half a hamburger in 4 bites. All right. Oh, wait. Gotta cleanse the palate. All right. Then.
I think the In-N-Out tastes better.
Okay. If we're drilling it. Hey, those of you who showed up early get to listen to me eat. I know, it's awesome. This is that. It's just that tiny little bit better. Oh, Rudy, I hope you have like money set aside because Five Guys, man.
Ooh.
You will go into Five Guys. You'll go into Five Guys. I'm not kidding you. You will go into Five Guys, order basically what you see. You'll order a burger and an order of fries and a drink, and it will be like $25. And you'll go, what just happened? It has to be one of the most expensive burger joints out there. It is good. Oh, and also, Rudy, when you go to Five Guys, don't pick and choose. What do they call it? All the way?
All in?
All in. It's on your menu board. They call it like all the way, all in, whatever. Do that. Because the first couple times I went to Five Guys, back before it cost $25 for one person to eat there, I would like, oh, well, I don't want that and I don't want that. So I would just pick and choose what the parts are on it. You have to get it with everything on it. If you've ridden a bicycle for like 80 miles, it's the best burger you've ever had in your entire life. It's life-changing. I went to Five Guys once, looked at the prices, and left.
Yeah.
I go to Five Guys and spend no less than $40. Mr. Man, In-N-Out fries, absolute F tier. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get another bite of the Baker's to prepare myself for In-N-Out fries. Five Guys worth of sodium. All right. I mean, it's like It's like they're parboiled. It's like they cook them halfway. Oh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No, no, no.
They're better when they're hot.
All right.
But they're still horrible.
If we were doing if we were doing a Cabs of In-N-Out versus Baker's, it would be very much like the Cabs of last week. I give it to Baker's by like that much, just narrowly, until you slide this into frame. If fries are included in the consideration,
yes,
there's a blowout. There's a blowout. I got some on your pants. These are some of the best fries. And also, at the Baker's, you can get chili cheese tots. And my goodness. And a taco burger, which is where they take all the fillings of a taco and put it in a hamburger bun. There's just too many Baker's advantages. And I'm going to grab onto those Baker's advantages because it's Inland Empire only.
Burger.
Wife asks if you got the secret menu items, like the animal style and all.
Stuff. Yeah. We
have it. Just for me, that's kind of part of it. Like it's this like
subculture.
It's a subculture. He's 100% right. It's a subculture. It's like the secret menu, which isn't a secret to anybody. Like I know, and you get the what do they call the shake where they put it's basically a Neapolitan shake.
I forget what it's called.
Right, like there's a name for it. Like you can get chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry shakes at In-N-Out. But if you do the special menu, they'll put all three in one shake. You know what that tastes like? Kind of nothing. When you swirl chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry together, your mouth goes. You go. What am I drinking? Like you can't. I want one or the other. So In-N-Out holds this place where I don't have a problem with the burger. I would never order the fries. Even when they're fresh, if you do them animal style with all the stuff all over them,
I got Sprite in there if you want.
They're a little bit better. Throw those fries in a cast iron pan and make them edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, if you refry.
Basically, if you refry the fries.
Just because other fast food places cook the fries, freeze them, and then cook them again.
Yeah. And just, if you're not, like, Gordon Ramsay has said that his guiltiest pleasure is In-N-Out. He loves a double-double from In-N-Out. And that dude's like a chef and whatnot. But I think that comes down to sample size. I don't think he's ever eaten at a Baker's because there's like 9 Baker's locations in the world. So
you still give the edge to Baker's.
Oh, yeah.
Burger.
Yeah. The flavor profile of the double-double, just not as, like, it's not as balanced. I don't know what it is. And there's an X factor. Also, the bun is kind of dry on the double-double.
No, my bun on the double was a little harder.
Yeah, like around the edges, dry.
On the Baker's.
On the Baker's? No, my Baker's was okay. I don't hate it. Like I said, on a 100-point scale, I would put the Baker's burger about 5 points above. And mind you, that's on a 100% scale, on a 100-point scale. Neither of these burgers are hundreds. No. We've got a.
You got a hate burger.
You got hate burger. You got a lot of places around here you can get the Hen and Heifer that we just went to. We got some places we get a burger that'll mess you up. So I'm only talking about the fast food burger, right? Where you go, you get a burger, you get fries. It is the Burger Canyon. Yeah, Hugo. Hugo! We started early because we didn't want to eat our burgers ice cold.
See, Baker's fries aren't bad cold.
Yeah, and Baker's fries, as the bag starts to cool off, they're still okay.
They're not inedible like. No.
Do I remember Fuddruckers? I do. Yeah, we started about 5 minutes early. I think
There's still one in Ontario.
there's still one in Ontario.
Maybe.
Well, there was.
Maybe.
Yeah, near the Mills Mall. I mean, it might still be there. We were just talking yesterday about how in our lifetime,
Oh,
and I think this applies to a lot of you, except for the Spaniard, I don't know if any other generation has gotten to watch more things become not things anymore. I would need both sides of a sheet of paper. We went to the mall to get something a kid needed, and we're driving out the parking lot the back way, out past the shell of a JCPenney's, and I point to an empty spot of the parking lot, and I go, that's where your mother and I went on our first date to see the movie Deep Star 6. And the kid's all, that's a parking lot. And I go, I know, that used to be the Inland Center 5 theater. And then for whatever reason, they tore it down and just turned it into a parking lot. And that got the brain turning. And then we make the loop around the parking lot and we go to exit out onto E Street. And I go, see that social services building? That used to be the Toys R Us. And you see that red face building? That used to be the Circuit City. And right here used to be a really good barbecue place that you could throw your peanut shells on the floor. And then they just tore it down and never built anything in its place. And as I drive through the town that I grew up in, nothing is as it was. Like nothing. The bowling alley I grew up at now is an urgent care. The Miller's Outpost, where we went to get our jeans and Bugle Boy shirts,
Fair shirts.
is now some sort of government office. But before it turned into a government office, it was like a place that sold fish. And then the Krikorian Theater, which was the first multiplex we ever got, is I think something to do with the Social Security office now.
No, that is the medical office.
It's the medical office. It's all gone. It's all gone. The hobby shop that I went to my whole life is just an empty storefront on Highland Avenue, Busy Bee.
Really?
Yeah. They went out right before COVID. There's still Sears out there? No, gone. At the mall near me, there's a Sears with the sign still on the building and the shelving still in the store. Our Sears was the anchor at the end of the Inland Center Mall, at the north end of the mall. And you don't realize that a Sears is just a big open room with pillars in it until they take everything out of it. So they did that. And you'd walk down to the end of the mall where the food court is, and there was just this very liminal space, this very back room space where, like, only 1 in every 8 lights is on. So it's this dimly lit, really shabby carpet in there. And I guess for whatever reason, they did the tape and newspaper on the insides of the windows so that you can't look in anymore. I don't know if it was making people crave crime or if it was making people sad. I don't know what it was, but they blocked off the Sears and the Sears Auto Center. I could take you guys on a bike ride past all of the defunct Sears. And we used to have a place called the Sears Outlet, which was tremendous because it was think Amazon Warehouse before the Amazon Warehouse. And you could get stuff, so cheap. You could get so cheap. And it went out of business shortly before Sears, which made me go, what? Is it not the same company?
Yeah.
And then a bunch of homeless people moved into it, and then they burned the building down. So Sears Outlet is now has found the same route as the Inland Center 5 Theater. And the Social Security office being in the old Toys R Us, that hurts. I mean, is there a better analogy for the death of childhood than the Toy Star is now a Social Security office?
Here's where you go when you're young. Now it's where you go when
In case you missed it, Mr. C, welcome back. Welcome back. Can I ask what would be your best choice for a scalar body to fit my TRX Force Sport that won't kill the performance totally and will work with deep woods? So you're asking about, like, when you say a scalar body, you mean not Lexan. Is that the question? Because as soon as you get out of Lexan, the weight is going to go up a lot. Like a lot. If you remember the Scottsdale, the RC four-wheel drive Scottsdale, with the interior and the engine, that, what are you looking for?
A napkin.
That body weighs 3 pounds. 3 pounds just for the body. I think I've heard they're bringing Toys R Us back. It'll never be the same.
It'll never be the same.
And what's crazy is the Orange Show Fairgrounds is still there. Yes, the Orange Show Fairgrounds stays in business by hosting raves, usually about one a month. And I used to think that it was like, pardon me French, shitty backyard raves. No. They have Electric Daisy Carnival. They have raves there. Like Tiesto and those guys show up to these things. And this is half a burger if you're still hungry, you fucking merciless eating machine. So the people that live adjacent to it complain about the noise, but Orange Show Fairgrounds is going to stand forever as long as it can hold a rave every month. All the hotels in this whole crappy town sell out because their people are coming to go to the raves. Lee Jordan doesn't have an Amazon warehouse. Man, that is wild. Okay.
We have like 20.
TRX4, you can do 313 or 324, 328. So you've got some choice of wheelbase. The chassis is basically set up for it. I know you don't want to spend an absolute fortune. You don't have to deal with the tariff things. Go on AliExpress. They have a D90 Defender that you can find, a hardbody D90 Defender that is like fully modular. Like you can build it as the Truckster, where it's just the 2 seats and the bed in the back. You can put the roof part on it. It has all these add-on pieces. I got very, very close to building one. And I want to say that the D90 is a 313 wheelbase. So it should just drop right onto a Sport. Sputtercrawler is the resident AliExpress expert. That guy finds stuff on AliExpress that I simply do not have the patience to track down and find. He may indeed have seen it. Hey, Jeff at the Temple. The Toys R Us here turned into the Department of Job and Family Services here too. Hey, well, I mean, what do you know? Toys R Us has small stores inside like Macy's or JCPenney's now. It is in the... I've seen it. It's in the corner. It's not cold. It's Macy's. It's Macy's. Yeah, I remember it in the corner of Macy's. But it's one of those things. It's like Airtronics. You can go buy Airtronics. There's still a website, airtronics.net, but it's not Airtronics anymore. And that's the way I feel about Toys R Us. Toys R Us is a damn shame because it was doing so well and it got annihilated by, what do they call them? It's not venture capital. That thing that buys everybody. The same thing that happened to Joanne Fabric. Has anyone here tried flipping the ring gear on a Mias Portal axle? Oh, Greg, Mr. Garrison, you can't flip an AR-44 gear because it's helical. You have to buy a reverse gear, which I might be able to show you. If one of these is an R. I might have used my last R. I think I have one. Do I have one in a bag? I mean, who knows? It could be something in there. Let's find out. The Orange Show Fairgrounds is where I saw Chemical Brothers for the first time. I saw Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger tour there. It was amazing. Nope, that's an 824. It really smells like French fries in here. Oh, the other one's a reverse. Okay. Here we are. We're cutting bags open. Okay. So what you need is you need a reverse cut gear. And when they call it a reverse cut gear, they literally mean it. This is a standard gear, right? And this is a reverse cut. See how they're opposite of each other? That's how it gets reverse rotation. What you never want to do is get the parts mixed up, which I almost just did. Because the pinions won't obviously mesh because the pinion has to be reversed as well. I don't remember what I bought this reverse for, but I should keep it bagged like that. See, I did the thing that I said don't do. I mixed up. I put that in there. I mixed up. I threw pinions back in there without paying attention and ended up searching and searching to try to find a pinion for an 827. Life is sometimes filled with regrets. I feel like I ate faster. I usually eat a little more slowly than that. I feel like I really stuffed it inside of me. I really wolfed it down. Any recommendation for mounting a bug body on an element? The round shape makes the tall mounts fit wonky. Yeah, your only other option is to go flat. Like for the back, to go out flat. Like have your body mount, like use the rear bumper mount posts, holes for the rear bumper mount to go straight out and mount through the back. Other than that, when I mounted the bug body on the VRD, you have to make sure to get it on and then rock it forward. D90 hard body on AliExpress. There is definitely a D90 hard body on AliExpress that is 313. I know this because I almost bought it. I had all of the stuff in the cart. There's the killer body LC70, but the LC70 is going to be really expensive. We still have a Radio Shack here. Wow.
I have one of those.
I'm old enough to have driven for Sears in Canada. Wow, they have been gone for a while. Yeah, I'm sure. You know what? Wait, did I close my browser? The worst thing that can happen today, and might happen, I'm not saying that it's ruled out, is I never remember to charge my mouse. And all of you famously know, or should know, about the Apple Magic Mouse, which is this little pill right here. I like them because you just swipe and it moves, but there's the port to charge it.
Does it work when it's plugged in?
The charge port's on the bottom.
Okay.
Famously, the charge port is on the bottom. No, not that one. Not that one. Oh, it might be a D110. Maybe that's what the problem is. There is a D110 hard body. Oh, wait, I can post links. I think it's this one. Did I sign in correctly? Yes, I did. Link. Copy. Back to here. Back to this. Back to... Oh, right. You can't paste. Paste. Well, you can't hotkey paste. There you go. RC Run LC80. Oh. James Prill worked in the Sears Auto Department from 93 to 97. I'm trying not to think about how long ago that was. It does, like, Sears hasn't been gone that long, has it? Now, I linked to the D110, but that's not the one I was thinking. Well, I got AliExpress open now. D90 Defender. I want to find it because it was cheap. That's the only reason I was looking at it. Oh, I should have searched for D90 Defender body, huh? Is it RC Dream? I think it's this. Oh, it is a 110. So it was a 110. This, I want to say this is the one I was thinking of, even with its hilarious grill. But I think this is the one I was thinking of. I tried to hotkey it again. It doesn't work. So I was browsing Amen and a few other sites, and the longer I did it, I got more angry and more mad the longer I did because I want an LHS to go to, but they don't exist. We were just talking again. Is this old people stuff? Is this what we do? My bones hurt. Remember all the things there used to be? We have 2 hobby stores in a 40-mile radius. Pegasus, which is a shell of its former self, and Hobbytown.
There's another one in Ontario, but it's like small attic.
Yeah,
Like that.
small attic.
I've never been.
And we have Hobbytown, which is just going to Amain, but with less stuff. The only time I go to Hobbytown is to buy paint, because then you don't have to wait for it. It doesn't take 7 days to ship to you. The grill is terrible, and they know it. That's why they sell a normal one. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. That grill is terrible. Oh, I could have done this. I could have been like, here's what I'm looking at.
Screenshot.
No, I can just share screens. If somebody buys this, I make $3.66. There's a peek behind the curtain. $3.66 I would make on that. But it has DEHP in it, which means it'll have a Prop 65. Wow, free shipping. I can't believe it actually has free shipping. Yeah, and then as you click through the links, the prices are insane. So apparently the body doesn't come with an interior. So this particular one is $66 for the gray one. And then if you want the gray one with an interior, it's $133.50. Why isn't it just one piece? Oh, that's a 324 one. So this isn't even the 313 one. It does look good. It is GRC, which means it's nice. GRC makes the interiors, so it's the same as the other GRC interior. We have one hobby shop in town. It's actually a Radio Shack. Yeah, and Hobbytown is just Amain.
Yeah.
Westra knows of Busy Bee Hobbies?
Wow.
You must be IE local native. Our last local hobby shop closes tomorrow. Dang.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. We have 2 owned by the same people in all of Las Vegas. It's wild. It is wild. And all of the tracks are gone, save for Thunder Alley.
Big tracks.
Save for big, like 8-scale off-road tracks. And apparently there's a little drift place down in San Bernardino, but I don't know where it is.
Never been, never heard of it.
And I've never been, and likely won't be. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest reason I want an LHS is because I don't want to wait to ship for shipping. Yeah. Or just to be able to order one thing.
Yep.
And have them get it, and you don't have to pay $8.75 to have it shipped to your house. Oh, East Islands Ranch, you're right here.
Yeah. Stone's throw away.
I only ever order off Amain. Order that night here the next day. Oh God, I wish.
That'd be nice.
That'd be real nice. It is an absolute dice roll. It's a crapshoot.
Well, and it's even worse when you get the North Carolina stuff before the Chico stuff.
Yeah. And then I'll get, like you said, an order will get split, and we'll have North Carolina and Chico, like one pair of tires will ship from one and one will ship from the other, and they will arrive at the same time, despite the fact that one traveled 500 miles, the other one traveled 2,400. Clarksville, Tennessee just added an RC park to their city park. And I'm like, oh boy, another one that's 2 hours away. Yeah, I miss having a spot to get simple things like wheel nuts or body clips.
Yeah.
Or a tube of tire glue, And I don't know what they did. I have not researched into it, but I have to assume that what happened to Hobby Shack, later Hobby People, private equity, that's the name of it. I assume that they had to have gotten private equity because they were doing well.
Well, every time when we went in there were no one in there.
We'd be there at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
Something went on, right? Somebody made money off of Hobby Shack not being around anymore.
Yeah.
As I don't know, I'm gonna blame Horizon. Horizon did it.
Yes. They bought up everyone, including
Horizon bought him up and shuttered him. Because that's exactly what they would do. The one bottle of 40-way shock oil this side of the Mississippi. Yeah. No, Svax, it really isn't. I use the Professional, the Loctite Professional, because it is the best super glue that I can just go to a store and buy. But if you buy IC2000 or the AKA, if AKA is still a thing, the AKA tire glue, I never tried the Proline glue because I was in a Proline ban phase at that time. But those tire-specific glues that are rubber impregnated, they really are better. They are significantly better at gluing tires. Now, for the stuff I do, I have no complaints about the Loctite Professional. It doesn't dry up in the bottle. It's still a little splishy. It doesn't dry up in the bottle. I can buy it at the Lowe's, which is 1 mile from my house. So by default, Loctite Professional is the best super glue that there is. But I would be buying Bob Smith everything if we still had a hobby store. My mom always said a little of this, a little of that, and some of the other thing. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. We have Hobby Town and one indoor dirt circle. An hour and a half away is Triple Crown Hobbies, who hosts weekly indoor comps on the rock pile. I've yet to make it down there to check it out. Oh, a man after my own heart. 90 minutes away. Hey, I'll go someday. And then when you think about it, you go, it's still 90 minutes.
I gotta pack the car. And,
yeah. Talking tires, do you want the funds for the Canyon Trail Lug Science experiment? I can send you the $48 for them. Well, let me check. Let me look. Let's see if Jenny's has got any mounts. I don't mind baking them off if it's cheaper.
Look at the 6.
But you have to go. Oh yeah, TRX 6. We get 6 of them. No, that's RTs, Canyon RTs. So those are the 2.2s. Oh man, they are cheaper though. That's painful. Somebody has to be not sold out. Oh yeah, there you go. We'll just do this. We'll do this. Nope. There you go. I've got big fingers. Right there. Look at that. This is why you don't buy them brand new. Ford TRX4 Sport and Trail Bronco tires. Oh, wait though. How much is Jenny's going to charge me to ship that? Is it going to cost as much as buying them new? One of those, add to cart. I've never gotten that set of wheels before. All right, let me just click. We'll go through and we'll do. Do I have a login? I don't think I do. I think I just go through Shop Pay on this or PayPal, one or the other. I've ordered through Jenny's so many times. We'll just try PayPal. This I will keep off of the main screen so that I don't give out all of my information in one go. Just want to see what the total is. Ooh. It wants me to continue to review. All right. What the hell? It's coming out of PayPal balance anyway. Even if I accidentally order these. Like if it just auto orders it, I will have auto ordered it. And shipping is $7.50. It's still a lot cheaper. It's $33 for the set instead of $48. That's a decent savings. For $15, I will bake them off the wheels. It's not a problem. You think RC Chop Shop can beat Jenny's? Can beat $33? I don't know.
Every time I've gone to RC Chop Shop, everything's out of stock.
Yes. Hey, have we been going to RC Chop Shop at the same time?
Apparently.
Where everything is out of stock all the time? You can buy raffle tickets to buy a Ripper. Let's see. Rock Lizard, Dirt Tracks, Wranglers, Vanquish Plastics.
Like in stock.
Tusks, Class 1 Tusks. Oh, I can bring you along. Drift tires. Some damaged. A pair of damaged BF Goodrich TAs for $25. Who's buying that? They're $32 a pair, brand new. Yeah, I mean, if they're Traxxas Slash, Dry Rot Proline Predators, set of 4 for $35. What is this place? $65 for a set of IFR rings. Axial Falcon Wild Peaks. 2-2 Canyon Trails, $40. Yeah, I don't think they're going to beat Jenny's. OG Proline Flat Irons. That's cool. Oh, single tire. Do you need a spare? $15. Wild. Absolutely wild. Vanquish Falcon Wild Peak MT475 repaired. What is this place? There's another 2-2 set of CTs. Ascends. 419 Ascends. Hyrex Pro. They do a man, do they got a lot of tires though. I'll give them that. Ooh. 2-2 flat irons.
Well, but that's the thing.
That's
Are all
nice.
those like used?
A lot of them appear to be, yes.
So
Especially
Jenny's
the
are
ones
brand
that say
new.
repaired or damaged.
Yeah. Jenny's are brand new tires.
Yeah, Jenny's are brand new takeoffs, so that's a big advantage there. Hey, 1904s. Super Boggers. Oh, this could go on all day. This could go on all day. I'll just be browsing. Oh, I'm not buying dry rotted anything. Yeah, no kidding. And ordered. Ben Webby, send a. I wish that we had custom icons and all the things that I see on the Harpists chat, but I have no idea how to do any of it. Otherwise, I would be like, baloney's in the chat, everybody, for post some sort of icon in the chat for Ben Webby shooting $33 this way because he just covered the cost of buying those Canyon Trails, and now we're gonna get Canyon Trails and we're gonna cut all the lugs out of the middle of them to test my theory as to whether or not the shoulder lugs are doing most of the work. So we're gonna buy a set of tires and probably maybe ruin them. We'll see. And if they don't work better, we're gonna cut all the lugs off, and then we're gonna try them just as slicks. We're gonna find out how good S1 compound actually is. Is it odd to anyone else that there's no S2 compound? Because there's S1 and S3 and S4 and S5, but there's no S2 compound.
Really, Trexus makes that many compounds?
Trexus only makes S1. Injora makes S3, 4, and 5, and Proline also makes S4 and S5. But nobody makes an S2.
Huh.
At least not that I know of. How many sets of Canyon Trails do you have currently? Not mounted, 2, and one of them is uncut and needs to stay that way because he's right here. And they're bake-offs. These are Jenny's. They need to stay this way in case we want to test like just a stock Canyon Trail, because my brain is really only familiar with cut Canyon Trails. The other set that is here that is cut is a little on the worn side. They're not as worn as Baseline's tire set, but they are basically already pre-reserved. Like you can see, we've got some good feather going on those. These are Baseline's tires when Baseline's current tires finally give up the ghost. Because he's still running on the original, the first set of Canyon Trails I ever got. The ones that were on the Defender that would later become Jolly Green. Are the bake-offs, they're all the same. They're all the same. Say 4-ish years ago, Traxxas was still carrying 2 compounds. They had an RTR compound, which came on all the rigs, and then they had the S1 compound, which they sold. And then eventually they finally figured out there's really no point in doing this. We're just going to S1 everything. And the Defender was the last model to be fitted with the firmer RTR compound. I did a video test on it where I tested the RTR and the S1 next to each other. And the S1 basically performs like a broken in RTR compound. So when the RTRs are feathered in, a brand new S1 out of the bag performs about the same. As they wear in, it's not like the S1 keeps going. They kind of arc like this and then they kind of meet. Because the RTR is not that far off and there is not a hint of cracking or splitting or anything on there. So I don't know. Maybe and maybe in later times we'll find out that we missed the RTR compound. Will there be a new RTR release next month featuring S2 compound and everything else stock as normal? If Element made an S2 compound, yes, they absolutely would. It would be like the new Trail Walker with S2 with the new S2 compound tires. I wish GRP made 1/10 tires. Yeah, but it's little guy, so I guess they're not bothered. Do Element springs fit SAD shocks? Yes. I need a 24th scale anvil. It would be adorable. It would be this little, like that big. What inserts are best fitting for canyon trails now that Tim Tins are gone? They are not optimal because the weight is a little high. These, I want to say these are Femondas. They might be RC Lions. What I usually just call non-Injoras. They're pretty much a perfect fit. Now, they only come in 2 densities. They're not really tunable. They're much, well, I mean, you can cut them a little bit, but they come in, it's like the purple. Would you call this purple? Lilac? It's the lilac and the avocado. If you get the blue one and the red one, they're hard as stones. So the best out there is really these. And I've seen them as low as $15. That's what I paid. I paid $15 for a set on Amazon. We may never see Tim Tins again. I don't know what happened.
Can you buy them on like AliExpress?
No, they're gone.
Well, any dual stage there?
They're gone. You can buy the Hobby Park ones, which feel like the Proline ones. They're just not the same. They're just not the same. That's pink. Yeah. That's pink-ish.
So more between red and pink?
Yeah, that's why I said like more of a lilac. Tuning rods. But the issue is I have yet to meet a situation, aside from with the actual 3D, the Three Brothers products, where a silicone or insert of that type is too soft. Like even the softest, are those the same firmness as the ones in the F100 hunks? Yes, they're the same. They're just the green ones in there. Yeah, and I thought that they were all the exact same firmness, but they claim that the blue and red ones are heavier firmness. I might order a set of the tires for the trail rigs, but I haven't. Oh yeah, we're doing that thing where everybody's 75 points again. Maybe it'll update. I don't know. I don't know what the points mean. Sucks about the Tim Tins. I still have like 12 hair buns. I have a stack of fridge foam, legitimately probably 8 inches tall. Even the blind guy can see that's pink. Okay. So, what color is that to you?
Blue?
The blind guy says that these are blue. Okay, we all agree that that inner is purple. Yes? Purple. And we've got light blue, like a powder blue.
Baby blue.
Yeah, a baby blue. We put this blue as darker. Oh, that's very close. It's a little less saturated because it's foam, I think. Do I have anything in here that I know personally?
So what's that? This is pink?
Yeah.
It's
in the pink family.
It's blue. No pink and blue.
I'm trying to see if I have anything like the cans of pink paint that I have don't have pink caps.
Nah.
Oh, okay, there we go. I never noticed how penile the can of the top of these Volspars are.
Why don't you just go get a pink rig?
That's pink. That's pink. This is definitely right in between pink and purple. Like, I think if we ground these up and mix them together, I think we get this. If that's blue, what color is the sky to the blind guy? If any of you are familiar with the show The New Girl, and when the guy found out he was colorblind because he bought a brand new pair of shoes and they were brown and he thought that they were the prettiest green, or vice versa, and he's African American, and they said, "What color do you think you are?" Yeah, we could. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now this is pink. Yeah, see?
Well, on its own, it's blue. But if next to something blue, it might be different. I can compare and contrast.
It's magenta. I'll take it. Jeff at the Temple ends the debate. Magenta. We will go with magenta. But it's not pink. Like,
And there's no pink in
like, that's pink. And that's in, oh, I completely forgot about Zorana. That's the can I brought out. Because Zorana is pink.
that. Just get a body.
I found, he says he's colorblind. I'm colorblind. I found out when I colored green grass orange in kindergarten.
You're colorblind. Blind.
Okay, look. Spain, listen. I know you have a wrench, but listen. Those are 3 shades of pink. That's not how it works. Okay? Like, we name things for a reason. Yes, this is green. And, oh, that was green for a second. His eyes are green, but they're all different colors of green.
Green.
This is like a forest green.
Everyone's got a name.
Eyes are probably like a Kelly green. Well, no. I mean, there's a thing called Pantone. Gumby is green. There, it was green there for a second. You can't just say that's a different shade of pink. That's wild.
It's just pink. It's just a dark shade of pink.
That's just dark pink. But you have blue and light blue. No, you have cornflower and cerulean, and you have, like, we named all these things for, and indigo. We named all of these things for a reason. It is too reductive to just say, well, that's just a shade of blue. Well, I mean, yeah, that's how the insert is closer to pink. No. There's 20 different Kelly greens.
Yep.
This is true. That's I can't and I will because I'm a guy, and if it's paint pink and I don't care if it's off shade or not. What color is an orange? Its color is just like its name, like a lemon. Bonita Creek is correct. If you're mixing paint, if you mix blue and yellow, you get green. And if you mix red and white, you get pink. But do you know why pink isn't in the rainbow? Because pink light doesn't exist. There's no such thing as pink light. Pink, in terms of light, because any of you who took any art, did you take art? Color theory. In color theory, there's 2 different colors theories. You have because you have light and you have additive. You have paint, right? So you have light and you have paint. And they work differently. If you add all the colors of light together, it's white. If you add all the colors of paint together, well, it's doo-doo brown. But it's basically black, because black is one of the colors. If we add them all together, we make black. So it is really doo-doo brown. If you take all of the paints in a paint set and squirt them all in a thing and mix it together, it's going to make doo-doo brown. Anyway, so you have white and you have, a neon sign is minus green. So what is happening is that sign that is making a neon light, to which your eyes perceive as pink, is all of the colors of the visible spectrum minus green. Just like how there's no brown light. It's all of the colors of the spectrum minus green. So the proper name for pink is minus green, because there is no such thing as pink. Something that you see, like we saw the body or we saw the insert, which Hugo incorrectly claims is pink. When you see pink, you're seeing all the colors of the spectrum minus green. So that's what pink is. That's why there's no pink in a rainbow. Why is UV ultraviolet? Why is ultraviolet ultraviolet? Because this guy right here is doing a very bad impression of how light works, because it's wavelengths, and the longer the wavelength, it's ultraviolet, and the shorter the wavelength, it's infrared. So red light moves faster than the other end of the spectrum. So there's different speeds of light. That insert is minus green. Damn it!
I'm colorblind and it ain't pink.
All colors are forms of red, blue, yellow, black, and white. Yep. Technically, all colors are cyan, magenta, and yellow. I mean, it depends. What forms of color, what colors are we talking about? Yeah, Sfax has got it. Pink can only exist with other colors for reference, the same as brown. Yes, because there's no such thing as brown light, and there's no such thing as pink light. Now, if you're talking about paint, yeah, you can make pink. You can mix it all together, and it's minus green. No, in paint, it's red and white. You're just making light red. Let's go. I win the argument.
Winner.
Yeah, the sky is blue because
it is.
Because the faster wavelength gets through and the shorter wavelengths don't, or vice versa. It's been a long time. All colors are a figment of your imagination.
Very true.
Mr. Hurley is not far from the truth, because perception is reality. And the color that I see that sign, we have no way of knowing if anyone else in the world sees that light reflecting off of that. It's absorbing all of the colors except for that shade of green. We have no way of knowing if everyone else sees it the exact same way I do. Perception is reality. We have no idea. The sky is no color at all. The sky is clear. Look at Mars with no atmosphere. The sky's white because it's all colors of light being diffused. So none of us know what color the sky is. We perceive it as blue, generally. Put polarized sunglasses on and turn your head side to side and look at the sky. It will go through an arc of all of the blue colors, from like dark blue all the way up to almost white, because we're stopping certain refractions from entering our eyes. It's all perception. It's the entire universe is perception. The mantis shrimp sees every color, as Sputtercrawler says. We don't know. We just say we have this many rods and he has this many rods. He can see more colors than we can. But then they'll say that a monitor can display 33 million colors. They say that the human eye is good enough to see, like, I don't know, a couple thousand. We can differentiate between a couple thousand colors. Now, that dude on the internet that can pick the Pantone code of a color just by seeing it, that guy might not be human. Because space is black, but I can't see it. No, space is not black. Space has no color at all. It just has no light in it. Space also smells greasy, which is a fun one to add to your little list of useless facts that you'll never use for anything. You know what we're doing? I'm fired up.
Although, how can you smell space if there's a vacuum and you can't smell it?
Because when the astronauts would go outside and they'd be around in space, and then they'd go in the airlock and they'd come back inside, there would be a smell on them that basically smells like,
on the suit,
like the scent of, like a smell of grease.
On the suit or on them?
On the outsides of their suits. Okay. So what is outside? Well, space is mostly dark matter, and we don't understand how that works. But when they came in, they would smell like the smell that everyone agreed. They kind of smell like grease. They kind of smell greasy. So there's something out there, and remember, it's space. So there's nothing out there. So they have no idea why they smell like grease. But they do smell like grease. Nothing to see in space.
You might see a rock or
yeah, those paint mixing guys. Oh my God. They just see a shard and then mix a color precisely to it. I had this conversation yesterday. Everyone's perception could be different, and she looked at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. Here's another fun one if we want to go a little farther. Oh no, space. Here's the thing. Space, what we call space, which is stuff outside the atmosphere, space has everything. It's just all so inconceivably far apart. Space has got every element that we know and ones that we don't know, all just diffused as it can possibly be. And it wasn't meant for us. I saw a bit from a podcast where a lady said we should stop messing with the ocean. And she goes, and also space. We're not supposed to be there. And the two guys are like, what are you talking about? And she goes, think about it. Everything there is trying to kill you, is just trying to mercilessly kill you. You go down to the bottom of the ocean. There are animals so big, no one can conceive of how big they are, and no one's ever seen them. We shouldn't go there. And the guy goes, oh yeah, we should just not go into the forest. And she goes, no, the forest is fine because if you come out of the forest too fast, it doesn't kill you. And I said, she's absolutely right.
You don't have to wear protective gear.
Yeah, you don't have to wear protective gear to go into the forest. So she's absolutely right. Space, we will never know 99.9% of stuff about space. We still have, what is it? How many percent of the ocean is unexplored? 80%, 90%? So, oh, I don't like that. There we go. I have a Mia LCG gearbox on the way. Thank you for that. Mr. Revolt drew my attention to it after I watched your video. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, solid point. That's what the other guy said. He goes, I don't agree with you, but I don't have any argument against what you've just said. Because it's true. Like, it takes hours to get down there and hours to come back up. We're not supposed to be there. But if you tell a human that they can't go to a place,
let's go there tomorrow.
We know more about space than we do the ocean's floor. Counterpoint. I'll disorganize your chaos. Counterpoint. We think we know more about space because we've explored, if this mat is space, we've explored 1/60 millionth of that little speck right there. Like, what do they call it? The local arm of the universe?
Yes.
It's just all extrapolation. We're just extrapolating. If you took a dump in space, it'd propel you forward. Only if you can poop with such velocity that it is physically expelled from you like a rocket.
If you got the squirts, yeah.
Yes. It would actually have to come out forcefully. And I don't think it does.
What about
I
wind?
think... Huh?
What about, like, farting? Would that propel you?
Well, how's your fart going to get out of the spacesuit? Are your cheeks just out in space?
Well, we're talking...
I don't know what happens if you have a spacesuit on, but your butthole is in space. I think that doesn't turn out well for you because...
I think we're talking without the spacesuit.
Without this, well, then you're just dead. But it is an interesting idea. I have a big box of stuff to send you. Can hardly find time to get to the post office. I know how that feels. Yeah, that is one word. Ignore these two spaces. We'll just call it Axel tier list. We're basically cocky, stupid monkeys that think we know stuff. Yeah, we're gorillas with we're apes with anxiety.
Accurate.
Better to poop in your hand than throw it. That's correct. That's correct. That is correct.
Heavy ammunition.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So, if you want to point out anything that I have missed, and let's quantify this. Anytime I'm doing one of these, okay, this is mine. This lives here. You might have completely different opinions, but when I printed them out, can you see through a little? I filled a whole sheet, and I'm sure I've forgotten axles. I only use the axles either that I use or have used. It's not that I don't trust myself, but is it possible I could get some of your time to Zoku my Phoenix? Oh, it takes like 90 minutes. If that. It takes like 90 minutes to Zoku Phoenix. It's really quick, like, because that is just drop on stuff. Yeah, if your butt was exposed to space, all your organs would be sucked out. I don't think is it sucked out or blown out, because you have higher pressure inside your body than what's outside, so that's technically blowing it out, because there's no so you would blow your whole self out your ass.
Turn yourself inside out.
If you had like the old timey flap on the back of your spacesuit and you open it up, you would just blow your body out of the hole. Like you would see if you could fit your whole body out through your butthole. So when somebody says blow it out your ass, you could go to space and do it.
Blow someone out of their ass.
Yes, it is blown out. So I was correct. It's correct. The comments are great tonight. Okay, so I could go in order, but I'm not. I'm going to start peeling these off and sticking them on. And I'm not going to give you visual representations unless they are specifically requested. So the TRX4 axle is A tier, and no one will convince me otherwise in spite of its limitations. The TRX4 does not particularly care being run servo on axle, but that's fine. It's a CMS axle. It has the most portal reduction that you can get, 923. That is 2.55 to 1 reduction at the portal. So we forgive the fact that it's 1134 for the ring gear, and it's only an 1134 because they wanted to be able to fit a locker in it. If somebody out there, this is another, I'm going to rant about 3D printing here for a second. If someone had spirit, they would design an axle housing that was AR-44, so the standard 830 in the middle, but TRX4 portal boxes bolt onto the ends. You would have, calculator, come to me! Times. You would have an axle with 9.6 to 1 reduction in the axle. But wait, there's potentially more. Then, if you were to put an 835 in it, you would have a 10.5 to 1 axle. You could run any gearbox you wanted. You don't even need a gearbox. You could run if you took an 1887, which is 4.8, and just ran that axle to it, you'd have 51 to 1 reduction with no gearbox. I want the 10.5 to 1 reduction axle. Okay, the TRX4 has a mountain of reduction, and above that, it is robusto. What is it? 10 screws to attach to bolt the parts of the portal box together. Input gear weak, and I would like to say that is because it's tiny, and I think they designed it that way on purpose. That way, it just breaks. That part breaks and doesn't shatter the whole rest of it. Giant straight cut 32 pitch gears. You want to know why the TRX4 axle isn't in S tier? Because if the portal output gears were 48 pitch, and which gave us the ability to alter underdrive and overdrive in the portals, bosh, boom, straight up into S tier. And if there was an aftermarket, like just a way to run servo on axle. But you can run a TRX4 axle on servo on axle, but it doesn't fit between the C channels. You can do it between a flat plate chassis. So there are limitations to the TRX4 axle, and I recognize and understand them. Which is why, I'm just going to grab one at random. They aimed for the sky. They tried to fly too close to the sun. The Gulimu axle has a pumpkin the size of my fist. Someone needs, again, in the same spirit, the portal axles on their are the portals are fantastic. The portal gears are enormous. If I'm remembering correctly, there is 17 millimeters of portal drop on a Guillemot axle. Yes, please. The width, giant question mark. The ASD doesn't work. So if someone redesigned a Capra axle that was Ghoulie-Moo width and used Ghoulie-Moo portals, but had that tiny little diff in the middle, ooh, you would get over some stuff.
Yeah.
But as such, they did what they did, and they know what they did. Now I'm getting picky.
Take them at random. But you can't do that.
I love an element axle.
Really?
But let's be fair. The pinion is too small, and the original version used a 5x10 inner pinion bearing, which is unacceptable. And the updated axle housing uses a 5x12 bearing, which is not a common bearing. Just put a 5x13 in it. Also, the splines are too small, so your C-hubs at some point will auto-clock themselves. For all of the strengths that an element axle has, there's a weakness to cancel it out. Tiny pinion, which means it's not a matter of will you shred a ring and pinion. When will you shred a ring and pinion? I've broken more element diff gears than any other gear, and it does not matter if you shim them properly, because I feel like this is worthy of a visual representation. Okay. If they were machined, we would be having a different conversation. Camera 2. This is your normal, everyday. This is a pinion gear for an 830 axial gear, and this is the pinion gear out of an element. And you'll notice the tips of the teeth are shredded off a little bit because it's not completely dead. It still works a little. Look at it from the end. Element, no. It's too small. And I realize, I know why they did it. They wanted it to be center pinion. You can just flip an element in the diff, no problem. Just flip it and run it reverse. But the pinions are basically frangible. They just die. As Bonita Creek, there are no 1/10 worm drive axles other than the low-C Nightcrawler Comp Crawler because they are horrifically inefficient. Worm drives eat your torque. They gobble it up. And people don't generally like that. I feel like putting somebody down near the bottom. Who do I want to put near the bottom? Okay. That's not a mistake. I didn't put that. Oh wait. You know what? No, I don't want to spoil it. For all the obvious reasons. It's a copy of an AX10, which, but done worse. And the pumpkin size is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yes, below F. So we got to cancel. We'll cancel it out. Y'all knew. Y'all knew Mias nylons are going in S tier. Do you know how many sets of Mias nylons are in service here? Because I don't. There are a lot. They didn't just take the heart of an AR-44 and surround it with Vanquish F10 parts, but they absolutely did that because it is a center pumpkin F10, basically. You can take the parts directly out of all of your Vanquish axles and stick it right in your Mias nylons. But you don't have to. What you should do instead is build a set of F10s using only Mias internals, because you can get the full set of internals for $15.
That's a good idea.
I've done it many times. There is many an F10 housing in here that is all Mias internals in it. It is impossible to beat. $80 a set. The servo on axle works. They work. Even the obnoxious red colored ones, if you can't get the all black ones, doesn't matter. There's an array of brass out there. All of the F10 brass fits the Mias axles. You can take the knuckle right off of your F10 and stick it on a Mias nylon. It says Gen 7, Charles. It says Gen 7. So then we have... This is a hot take. If it has a parentheses P on it... Oh, wait. Can we do this? Wait. Can it come back a little more? A little more. I don't want to mess up the... Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Bear with me. If I go to my multi-view... I might be able to set up camera 3 to see this more easily. We'll see. No, I'm going to bump that with my hand for sure. I don't know. Is that any... Oh, no, that's way easier to see. Okay. No, we're great. The element portal... They basically did the same thing that Gmade did, that MST did, where they just took a straight axle and they designed a portal bit and then they just slapped it on the axle. So it makes it like really wide, like 215 to the hex. So if you want to fit that under some kind of body, it's going to be really tough. They basically didn't intend for you to do that. But then Element got it wronger than everyone else. Like, it's on here. So the GA44, which is the Portal AR44 from the GR44, it's the Spider axle. So this is the axle on the Gmade Spider. I would genuinely put that right here. It's kind of an average representation of an axle. GA44P is right in the middle, and as such, I feel it would be necessary. We can just double tag it. I had to do some with P and some without P. Sometimes a little bit of P, sometimes no P. Because, like, Element made their own axle, which is not the best, worse by making a portal version of it. They didn't even go through the work to make a portal housing, a portal specific housing. There's no rear axle. It's just a front axle twice. And those C-hubs, you can stop them from clocking, but they will clock on you. They will clock on you. Yeah, okay. This is something that is a category. This is a category. And we're going to stick a bunch of stickers on here all at once, because down here in the average, we have what I just call the offset Capra. And the offset Cabra is all of those no-name pumpkin on the left, front pumpkin on the left, rear pumpkin centered, like what's on Wolverine, like what I put on the Economoo, they're all over AliExpress. You spend like $90 and you get a set of Capra axles. And the stub axles are made out of noodles, and you'll probably shred a Portal Gear almost immediately. Because even their powder metal isn't the same quality as other powder metals. Now, the offset Capra does not include the other Capras, because we've got the Mias 4-wheel steer, which you might think is going to go in S, but it's not. It's going to go in A, because the isokinetic, when bound, will explode. If the Mias, and a step further, but wait a step further. There's another thing that's keeping it out of S. And the Mias 4-wheel steer gets its own tag because I didn't know this when I ordered my set. The Mias 4-wheel steer actually has a specific rear axle. Both of their pumpkins are on the left. They don't just give you 2 front axles. They are 2 completely separate axles. There's a front axle and a rear axle for the 4-wheel steer. And in the 2-wheel steer version, the rear axle is center pumpkin. So Mias actually makes 3 different housings for their Capra axles. So when I say Mias 4-wheel steer, I mean the Mias, what they call the isokinetic, the Mias isokinetic axle. And then, well, that's the 4-wheel steer, because that is to be kept separately from the regular Mias isos, which are also A tier, for all the exact same reasons. It is this right here. It's the ISO part. We can't get up here because I have seen more than one just self-disassemble. If they had, instead of the isokinetic, which is a lot of little pieces, if they had just gone with a regular double cardan like the $15 one, they'd probably be up here. But they are solid A tier options. $200 US for the 4-wheel steer, about $160 for the isokinetics, and the quality on them is really kind of impeccable. They are really well made. They're every bit up there with the Rhinos, which we're just going to blast through the Capras. When I say axial Capra, I mean the center pumpkin, plastic housed. If you bought a Capra, it came with these axles on it. It's an AR-44 axle that's wider with portals slapped on it. That's all it is. There's nothing special or individual. I do like the shape of the pumpkin, but it's not earth-shattering. Is there a way to correct the part that explodes? What you hope, Mr. Family, what you hope is that your endpoints will keep your servo that is strong enough to keep the rocks from overflexing you. Because if you overflex and then you give it power, bam, they become frangible. And there's no warning. It just goes pow, and they're gone. Now, if you set your endpoints more conservatively, it's still not going to help you, because a rock, the vehicle pressing against a rock is going to generate more torque on that tire, and it's going to push you as far as you go. So you hope that the mechanical limiters will hold it, that the actual limiters on the knuckles will hold you from going too far and blowing up your isokinetics. Please cut the center. 50 bones. Wait, wait, it's on my phone. Hold on. I downloaded a bunch of stuff to try to integrate with OBS this morning, and I gave up. Wait. Miata with the $50. Miata commuter. Ben Webby from Britain, from the faraway land of jolly old England. We ordered the set from Jenny's already. They'll probably be here in about a week. I will debond them. I will cut all the middle lugs out, and we will find out what happens. No way I joined, and Mr. C is claiming Element axles are better than Capras. I 100% am. And West Hunt, I can go in even further. Does the axial Capra have adjustable caster? It does not. Does the axial Capra have a reasonable attachment method if you want to run it chassis mounted steering? It does not. Oh, by the way, this is the axial Capra axle, which is the center pumpkin one, which I have said before is the worst of the Capra axles. It's tied with the cheap offset ones. If you said that these are the exact same price, I'm going to buy the no brand offset ones because they'll clear better. I'm going to put Here's a real hot take for you, and this one is only going on the list. Do something else stupid with the money. Oh, you can count on it. I'm gonna put the Rift right here in the average because it's not technically a rock crawler axle. It has terrible steering throw angle, but they are pretty robusto. And if you're foolhardy enough to convert your Rift into a rock crawler, I have never had any worries about the plastics or the fitment and they're made for rod ends that are just massive, which again that harkens to the Mia's four-wheel steer where you can't even fit Mia's rod ends onto Mia's axles without changing some of the hardware because the rod ends bind up against the hardware. So they missed some of the things that they should have seen. So, okay, we gotta get the OGs up here, and I feel one way about it, but I also feel realistic about it. There are two flavors of the AR-44. There's the one-piece AR-44, which is common now and is indicative of a crawler axle. It's an AR-44 straight. You can get knockoffs of AR-44 straights $50 for a full set with internals. $50. How high are your expectations for a $50 set of axles? The AR-44 and that, okay, you know what? I brought out a blank one because I knew I would miss some. So you're going to have to stomach the terrible penmanship while we're at it. Okay. So I'm going to write this one. I realized when I wrote my parentheses, it started to look like a C. This is not cold style. This is the AR-44 old style. The old style AR-44 was not fully, but mostly modular. Detachable C-hubs. And if your detachable C-hubs is bonus points. And I don't mean detachable in like the way the GA-44 does it, in that like they come off, or the TRX-4 axle, the way they come off. I mean clockable to change your caster angle. Because if you can change your caster angle, that's bonus points. Also, you can put brass hubs on it. You can trim your panhard mount off of it if you're never intending to run servo and axle. The AR-44 old style has more versatility to it. I've run 2 comps with my Mias Isokinetic and my Rhino axles with the outer bearing and the axle housing removed. They have a bit of play, but have not blown up yet. That's good. I do not want them to blow up. I do not want them to blow up. So the old style AR-44 is better than the new AR-44. How doesn't that sound oh so very Horizon Hobbies? Yeah, the old style AR-44 housings are discontinued. Yes, of course they are. So we cannot put the AR-44 in C and then you're saying to yourself, well, then where is he going to put the AR-45? Because the AR-45 is just an offset pumpkin AR-44. But it's detachable C-hubs. So Axial went in the right direction with this one. It's clockable. And the parts to build them are not expensive. And the real damning one for that knocks the AR-44 down here in the middle is you can get double cardons for the AR-45s, which means you can put more steering angle into it. And if I can get more steering angle, baby, I'm going to take it. The AR-45 also shares a lot in common with the 10 Pro. You all know how I feel about the 10 Pro. The 10 Pro is in A tier because the 10 Pro has the best implementation of BTA servo that there is. Just the best. Transverse, yes, it requires a low profile on the straight axle 10 Pro, but the 10 Pro is an axle that harkens back. Fully effing modular. You buy the center, you buy the tubes, you buy all of it. You can build a 10 Pro axle with 0 axial parts. That's above my waist, so I didn't get all of you. It's fantastic. It really is. And the 10 Pro portal would absolutely take the second spot in S tier. But financial realities. I rank the 10 Pro portal above the 10 Pro axle, but not anymore. $192.99 is the cost of a set of 10 Pro portal axles, and there's only one place you can buy them individually in a little box that says 10 Pro portal upgrade kit. No vehicle comes with them. The used market for them basically does not exist. They are fantastic. I love them because they carry all of the wonderful things of the 10 Pro. And when you run, that mosquito was so big you could see it on the camera. Oh my God. You can run a full-size servo on a 10 Pro portal because the portal drop will keep your servo out of the rocks. A mid-height is still better, but you can. 10 Pro portal would be up here if they were $150 a set and not $200. For $50 a set, for the cost of a set of those, you can buy 2 sets of nylons and a set of AliExpress AR-44s. I mean...
Well, you can buy your 2 sets of Mias nylons and
yeah,
brass for them.
And full brass. Yeah, we have to take these things into consideration. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do a bounce. We're gonna do a bounce. Everybody knows. SSD Diamond Pro is, honestly, I should have peeled that off and stuck it up here, like out of frame. The SSD Diamond Pro is the best, and again, this is me. The SSD Diamond Pro is the best crawler axle that there is. It slides like nobody else slides. Once you put it together, it's together and you're done. It uses all the AR-44 parts on the outside. It's high pinion. I have, in terms of axles that you buy in the aftermarket, the SSD Diamond Pro is above everybody else. Followed by the Mias nylons.
Can you buy a complete Diamond Pro?
No,
or do
you have to build them.
Okay.
They are everything. The best, as Mr. Truitt just said, the best straight axle ever. They genuinely elevate the performance of whatever you put them on. If you have a rig fitted with AR-44s and you spend about $60 on the housing parts and swap it over, the performance of that vehicle will go up because they slide like unbelievably. Look at rigs like Toothless. Look at the rigs that are outfitted with Diamond Pros. Lil Yella, they do stuff. I think Yella needs to go on shorter tires. I think I need to turn Yella into a C2. I think Yella needs to go into the rotation. I think the 525s are holding him back. I'm starting to think this. I still know what the crowns are. Oh, the crowns are something about this community thing where everybody has 75 points. Oh, no. Poobah 187's got 150, as do JDA 79, Jeff at the Temple, RC Zilla, Thin Digital. Oh, no, everybody has. There's a whole bunch of people with 150. They sent me an email about it from YouTube. Yes, as he just said right there, the crowns are superfluous. And he has crown number 3. Can you servo an axle a Diamond Pro? Yes. It doesn't like it, and it will fight you a little bit. But if you get a standard bolt it on from the back, I have an image. Like, not exactly like this, but one similar to this one. The one that uses the 4 bolts like that. But the ones that are straight, like the Injora one. Yes. The 4 bolts in the back will fit. The hole that goes across through there doesn't perfectly line up. You kind of gotta wrangle that screw in there. But yes, you can set SSDs up servo axle. Just a question, but why is the 10 Pro not S tier? The 10 Pro is not S tier because what did I say? Well, okay, so I scored the 10 Pro in A tier because the 10 Pro is realistically just a modular AR-45. And it doesn't have everything I want. If the 10 Pro had either clockable tubes or clockable hubs, that would be great. I would take it. I mean, the 10 Pro is a step better than the AR-45. I don't consider it 2 steps better than the AR-45. Yeah, SSD is a company. Is the SSD Diamond Pro for 10.2? 10.2 or Element? Yes. How about those upgrade RC 5-inch tires for yellow? I hadn't thought of that. They're right here on the rack. Razor wire? Where's my whiteboard? I was figuring out gear ratios. Look at that, man. Look at that nonsense. I was losing my mind too. Razor wire yellow. Okay, noted. So noted. All right.
Especially how the community knows more about what you have on hand than you do.
Yeah, well, I can't remember everything. It's not possible. I feel like I'm burying the lead on these. Yeah, okay. Again, I said, this is, you have to take this as it is, okay? I recognize that the F10 is a Vanquish AR-45. And you can't even put double cardons on it. I also recognize that the F10 portal is just an F10 with portals on it. But it's also A tier, and the straight axle is an S tier. That's just, do they make AR-44 portal add-ons? Axial doesn't, but a lot of other companies do. The F10 is in S tier because of all the options, if I am building an offset straight axle, the F10 has been pretty much number one choice. It is featured here so many times. I probably have 10 or 12 sets of F10 straights. And in F10 portals, we have 3 or 4. F10 is way out. Am I rating RC four-wheel drive axles? Yes. I put the Yoda 2 in a B. Yoda 2 is a solid B axle. It's a solid B axle. And it's a B axle because they got beat. The BRX series of axles, the 70, 80, 90, straight up into S tier. The damn level of machining and quality is up there with anybody. I would put those damn BRX axles up against anybody. Cost notwithstanding. They're just that good. We're running low, and I haven't bounced down in a minute. So we're going to bounce down in a minute. The AR-45P. Oh, I forget about you Europeans. Erwin asked, why do you go from D to F? because here in America, you don't get a grade E in school. You get A, B, C, D, and F. There's no E. We don't know why either, but we don't get an E grade. So we go straight into F, which the single occupant of F, because the Gen 7 is below F, is sub F, is the AR-45P. I've ranted about this maybe in a video. I thought for sure that I had. I know I had ranted about it on the Discord. The AR-45 portal is... They ruined the AR-45 with the portal. The panhard mount will shear straight the hell off, like almost immediately. And then, in order to fix it, they made it a little thicker, which makes it so that you can't run aftermarket stiffeners that do fix the product. Then, they made the front portal cover and the rear portal cover ever so slightly different. One has a lip on it and one doesn't. Not enough of a lip on it to prevent you from installing it on the wrong end. And then they make it out of the exact same plastic that they're making the one-piece AR-44s out of, so you can push that axle housing in the middle and go like this and bend it like a banana. So what happens over time is that axle will indeed bend itself like a banana, and when it bends itself to a certain point, something will just snap off inside the axle. Either the pinion and the ring will become disengaged, something will happen, and the AR-45 will self-destruct. There is 2 sets of AR-45Ps running here, and if I had replacements for them right now, I would replace them right now. I would indeed. The Yoda axles, I prefer the, my Yoda axle has the SSD housing on it, which just makes, just makes everything better. Gen 9 get E tier, Gen 8 get F tier because you can do brass C-hubs. Where would you rank IFS if you're ranking? Let's be honest. IFS 1 gets a D because, pardonnez-moi français, that shit is messed up. You have to put so much aftermarket 3D nonsense into your IFS 1 to get them to be remotely okay, that you're just kind of better off with IFS 2. But IFS 2, I would say, is IFS 2 is a good starting point for IFS. It's not great, but it has a lot less bump steer IFS 1 and 2 F tier. No, you can't just outright, Mr. Hurley, you can't just outright condemn independent front suspension. I mean, they still work. But the one out of the box, IF1 is a hard D tier. After it has all of the gubbins applied to it, the brass SSD bits, the Night Customs 3D printed bits, it might get up to parity with an IFS 2. But they did the work on the second one. This is awesome. When people incidentally mention something, if it's on the thing, I just stick it on there. My experience is only with the HD44 clone. I don't have any real HD44s here. I put it right down the middle because some of the parts don't fit good. I had to do a bunch of custom work to mine. They don't really offer anything. They are very average. I definitely put them in the average category. I would put, yeah, absolutely. I have no experience with AR-60s. I only have the GA-60 from the G-Made. Yeah, it's an axle. It does the thing. It's big. It's wide. It's the thing. And apparently the GA60 isn't even the exact same size as an AR60. But here we are. I would put the G2 in A tier. I can't put the GRC G2, and that would either be the knuckle setup on a Traxxas housing or the full housing setup, like what you can get for TRX4 or what you can get for TRX6. They're excellent. They're really good. Those GRC G2s are really good, but I understand the limitations. They have every bit the same fitment limitations of TRX4 axles. So while they do a much better job on the portal box and they give you more clearance to the ground, and you can get those portals in aluminum and or brass, you are limited. You can't run a longer stub, so it limits the number of wheels you can run. You have to give and take. Buffalo Bill has GA44s, which are absolutely an axle. They are G-Made's version of the AR44. There's not really anything different with them. What axles come with the Cross RC? I don't even know what they call those because they classify that the HC6 is 1/12th scale. So that's a whole different thing. I would put those in model that moves axle category. Again, potential hot take. And here's why. Full proprietary on the Wizard. Like Wizard axle uses Wizard parts. So
Wizard, eh?
So you have A tier. I mean, they are. If we're talking strictly about build quality, the Wizard axle is way up here stuck onto the tire rack. Like, they are perhaps maybe the best machined axle I've ever seen. Like, they are really well made, but you can't put anything on them that you don't order from OT6. They're definitely not clockable C-hubs. The rear axle is offset for some reason. I don't think it gives or takes. It's nice, but it's offset.
Portal or.
And you can switch it to portal, but the portal universals in the front, people keep blowing them up, and they're having to re-engineer that. It's tough to score the Wizard axle because of what's on this list. They are by far the newest. They've been out 6 months, less. So they'll maybe we'll get some ironing out there. I love mine, and I want to buy a front axle as soon as they're in stock. But again, it's another axle. That's how they get you. Yeah, that is 100% how they get you. Wizard better than VP. Now, if we're talking now, see, I had questions. I didn't know if I should put it on a card. A Vanquish alloy axle is just a Vanquish plastic axle with an alloy housing. It's the same thing with like Super Shafty housings. I know Super Shafty makes full axles, but I don't have that kind of money. I do indeed have Super Shafty housings. Zoidberg has 2 Super Shafty housings on just normal axial Capra axles. Does it elevate them? Yes, because the axial Capra housing is one of the only plastic housings I've actually broken. Like, broken the housing. If we're talking about where have you broken parts, well, most of them at some point. If you wheel long enough, you'll break everything. It's just the way it is. Wait, I gotta write something in. Okay, if it's too small to read, the AR45P is in F, the Gen 7 is in hell, and the Gen 9 is in lower hell, which is like, if you go to hell and you get into the elevator and you go into lower hell, you get to where the Gen 9 is. Now that you've done a tier list for axles and gearboxes, what do you consider an S tier combo of axle and gearbox? S tier combo, easily. Stealth X and TRX 4s. I give it one of these. Stealth X TRX 4 is massive gear reduction. Stealth X and anything, man. Stealth X and Capras. Oh, that's... Stealth X and Capras is a lot of... I swore I did a Rhino. What did I do with it? I think I erased... Now I got to write it in my hand. I did a tab for Rhino. I'm sure of it. Rhino. Capra. I remember doing it. I mean, it's kind of... It's exactly what you'd expect. Rhino Capra are of the non-ultra boutiques. The Rhino Capra is the most expensive Capra axle. Quality-wise, if you take the Rhino Capras and you put them right up against the Mias Isokinetics, machining-wise, they are almost indistinguishable. So the Rhino has that advantage of that. I just saw it in the servo and axle thing. They've got the where did it go? They've got that giant riser, the giant riser arm. Can't find it. They've got the giant riser thing. So I feel like they designed the Rhino Capra for something really specific, like the UA1, really, or that W1, or any of the Rhino rigs. The Rhino Capra axle, well, despite being almost identical in appearance and construction to the Mias Isokinetic, I would take the Mias Isokinetic over the Rhino. Because, well, I mean, they're about $100 cheaper. So there's that. How y'all doing? Sorry I'm late. Not long. Got down to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury! That's crazy. Britain, you crazy!
Shrewsbury tastes like Shrewsbury.
Down in Shrewsbury? Ew. Have you been to Shrewsbury? So we didn't get... So this one, somebody in the comments said, when I turned it on its side, it looked like I was flipping everybody off. I see it now. Oh, and I did. So this one is more of a... It's one of these. We're kind of doing that on this one, because in my estimation, people have done. Shrewsbury sounds like an ugly strawberry. Can I use my Phoenix to build an FF Zoku? You can, but you will have a crap ton of stuff left over. You will have enough stuff to basically almost build another Phoenix. Why are you flipping us off? And I realized now that there was axles I forgot when I walked back out in here. Charisma. Charisma is right here. It's right in here. It's an axle. Basically, any axle that is just another version of an AR-44. It's just an AR-44. And again, Charisma, non-clockable C-hubs. But the Charisma one also has a little bit of the flavor of a 10-1 axle. It's like 10-2 in the middle, but it's 10-1 on the outsides. So you got to put their stuff on it. Schnazbert, can we do a tier build series? A bunch of rigs where they can only pull parts from their own tier level. Yeah, you could build a... Well, the only fun one would be to build a C tier or a D tier. 10 Pro gearbox with AR-45Ps? Well, that's just a Portal 10 Pro. I mean, you could. Do the ISO axles fit on a normal offset Capra axle? Yes. You can also fit the ones that I run on Wolverine, the double cardons, when they're available on Amazon, they're like $15.99. Those will go right into a Mias axle. because without modification, they just drop right in. Yeah, all so far as I've seen, every offset Capra axle is the same exact amount of offset. They all use the same stub axle on one side. In this case, it's Shrewsbury, UK, and the mountain we're climbing is the 3rd highest in the UK. Please, even if it's in meters, please tell me how high it is. I need to know. Because what I know of Britain, which is limited to basically exposure to the Yogscast and Top Gear, there's not a lot of really high points in Britain. Can you review Injora BFG crawlers? I've reviewed fake BFGs before. Yeah, Vidavon would be, and that's absolutely correct. Vidavon would be in $ tier. You're not. Here's the long and the short of it. I'm not a Florida man, so I'm not going to hawk Vidavon to you. But I will tell you this: in my experience with Vidavon products, yes, extraordinarily well made, but extraordinarily expensive, right? And they are like they don't add functionality. So he sent me the elevation of the mountain in Shrewsbury, 1,085 meters, 3,560 feet. That is the third. That's the 3rd tallest mountain in the UK. Okay, just outside my front door. I would ride the bike there because, well, primarily self-loathing. Let me get it in meters. Old Grayback. Oh, that's appropriate. Mr. Jordan, the mountain just to my east is Mount San Gorgonio, otherwise known as Old Grayback, which is 3,506 meters tall. So 11,503 feet, slightly, just ever so slightly taller than, I think the foothills around here are about 3,500 feet tall. That's crazy. Were those the Mias TRX? No, we don't do micro. We don't do mini or micro. That is the Mias isokinetics. It's these. We call them isokinetics because they've got the isokinetic guy. And I just modded mine to throw more steering because if they die, they die. I want, how much steering do I want? All the steering. Like the back thing was like when you get up, if you're over 40, you get out of bed sometimes and you're like, what happened to me? Who put an orange in the end of an athletic sock and beat me with it while I was asleep? Because sometimes you feel up, you wake up feeling like that. I didn't do any mortar or concrete this week, so I feel pretty good. What was the elevation of that hill on Wheel and Wednesday? It said we did 170 feet of elevation, I think is what it said. I gotta go to my profile. Oh yeah, if you haven't, you can download Skeletra, which is like, well, that's how I pronounce it. Which is like Strava for cars, for little toy cars. And you can see cool things like, oh, that's blown to hell. You can see cool things like, there's our little route that we went on. Wait, that's upside down. There we go. You can see our little route that we went on. It's neat. And that little swishy part right here, that's where it got really steep. And then we decided we couldn't go that way when we went back that way. Yeah, it's good times. I do mini. I just finished a 24 scale rat rod. Ptooey. I'm just, man.
Big hands.
Do a build where you can only have one part from each tier. Ooh. Ugh. The axle tier. Well, then I'm starting an S tier for axles. Because why should I punish myself? No, I could go A tier for axle. And that way I can still put a Stealth X in it. Or an Amazon Dig Box.
Or do you want to do a channel?
I didn't realize Harrison Mountain to the north of Highland is 4743. There you go. What did I miss? What did I miss? You have to send me pics of the tier lists. Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
Screenshot.
Yeah. Screenshot it. No, I'll do it. I'll send you pictures. I'll send you pictures. Yeah. Not out of the question. Oh. I had forgotten. I'm going to paste it so many times that you won't see any other comment. Where do you put the AliExpress F10s? You mean like the ones that come on the $200 complete crawler? They're not great. They're not great. I've never had to put that many shims in an axle.
Almost no-name clones.
That was a lot of shims. Send a picture of the tier list to... Yeah. Mount St. Helens, 8363. It used to be taller. Gen 9 axles will allow for some pretty nice other parts, which is really, truly in the spirit of it, polishing a turd. At the end of the day, you then have a bunch of nice parts on a crap axle. Yeah, on a crap axle. Extreme mud terrain. These are the fake, what are they, Durtrax Wranglers? Are the Mias Nylons portals or straights? They are portals. They're portals. Mias has told us that they're making a straight axle, and we still haven't seen it. General Grabber 4.19, the Class 1 grabbers. You all know the routine. Those are fake Wranglers. They're not Pro Lines or RC 4-wheel drives or anything. 2, count them. 2 Milestar Patagonias. I don't know if it means anything, but the tires that were formerly on the Banana, may it rest in peace, were Milestar Patagonias because that is what is on the Banana. And the 2 front tires were fitted with Crazy Crawlers, the little foams that are shaped like a star on the outside. And the others were just regular single-stage foams. And the 2 that were on the Crazy Crawlers dry rotted completely to death, like they fell apart. The ones that were on the rear have basically no dry rot on them yet. They are X2, S3, but you can tell how much the Banana got driven because those are basically new. I don't know what anyone would do with 2 Milestar Patagonias, but that's for you to figure out. And then we've got 525 Baja Bosses. I'm not, which are, there's this thing about asymmetric tires that have to be run asymmetrically. It offends my sensibilities. Are you considering selling your home? This is Emma with Home Elite. Emma, stop. And then, these were all send-ins, and if I'm not using it, I might as well move it on. I don't really truck with the bead locks that have the flat ring on the back. Got a little, I mean, they don't look terrible. It's got some scale hardware on the front hub. Got that little, not looking bad, but the fitment on these, it's basically straight axles only. So there's that set of 1.9s, and then these were sent in, and they fall to the same, they fall victim to the same thing, which is the back is just a bolt ring that goes so it's solid on the outside, and then they don't have a changeable hub. I believe they have little caps somewhere around. I think they have a cap, a cover cap that takes those 8 bolts. I will try to find them, but I can't guarantee that I will find them. So they are as they are. Take them as you will. It's the usual thing. Cost of shipping, if you have anything on hand where you are that you are considering getting rid of, shoot me an email. That is how we do. Can't pink paint just sitting there on the bench for like 2 hours. Kept maneuvering around it.
Yes, the colorblind people on the internet. It's fucking blue.
Do you want the rovers off of little fella? You know I'm not going to run those. You know what? I mean, if it's not putting you out, if you don't have to make an extra trip, then yeah, I would take them, because maybe that will motivate me to sitting over in boxes on the other side over there is the Sand Scorcher body and that UTB 18 that already has a fusion in it. And I want to build rails for it and put a body on it. And that would look pretty great on 393 Rovers. Little Baja Bug on 393 Rovers. I'll probably end up giving it away. We'll see. Do you want an Ascent transfer case? Not really.
Are you sure it's free?
It's been so long since I did something to the website cPanel that I forgot the weird password. All right, listen, Mr. Spain. Just because you're not getting paid anything doesn't mean that you can just do nothing. Be like me and do something, even if it's not related to the thing that you're supposed to be doing. I'm not telling you to do anything specific, just as long as you get something. Can we still get rovers? Yeah. I think the A-Main is done with I think they either don't have white anymore or pink anymore. I know you can get red rover, send rover on over, but I've never tried the red rovers because they were the same price as the whites. The white rover for me was the best one because it is the firmer compound, but the tire didn't really suffer the firmer compound. Like they still work just fine. A stiffer sidewall is going to be better most of the time because as it breaks in, it's just going to get softer and softer. So if they start a little stiffer on the sidewall, they'll generally fall into a place that's a little better. Do you accept rock donations? Yeah, absolutely. I have some Washington rocks out there glued in right now. My wife saw one and said, "Ooh, that rock is a terribly pretty green." And I said, "That rock is from Washington." I was going to ask if you were going to do a tire tier list, and then I remembered what the tire list is. Yeah, the tire tier list basically is a tire tier list. There would be some alterations. I mean, I could do a tire tier list, but I think it would be easier to just do like a compound tier list. What compound is the most compatible with all the tires in the line? Because they can't all be home runs, and they definitely are not. The J Concept Scorpio is almost difficult to get it to work. Like they're the same price. Like a Scorpio and a Tusk are the same price, and I would struggle and be unable to find a situation where I would recommend to someone, "Oh, you should get Scorpios instead of Tusks." It's wild.
On your rocks, Tusks work a lot.
Like anywhere.
Okay.
I don't see what the Scorpio and even the Hunk. Like, I like the pattern of the Hunk. It's a good looking tire. It's not as good as a Megalithic or a Tusk or a Bossman. So like green would be, everybody knows. This wouldn't be a secret. Green would be the S tier compound. But because that's part of my consideration. When I'm judging the Scorpio would be a solid trail tire until you got into mud. Then you're just rocking 4 Krispy Kremes on there and you're going to be sliding around like you're a drift car. So when I look at compounds, I look at how does that compound do across all the tires that I've tested in that compound. And I don't think it's a crazy claim. Like, I'd think the Hold would be a better trail tire because there's a lot of space in between the lugs and it'll clear stuff out real quick. But the Hold is a real niche-y tire, just like the Scorpio's a niche-y tire. Just like I don't understand why so many people like Proline crawlers. Like they're not even the best Proline tire. Like I guess you buy what you like. That's what it comes down to.
I like the pattern.
What compound would you consider? They're S1. You mean like what would I compare them to? I would say Duratrax C3 and S1 are probably the closest because they're both compounds that don't explicitly rely on the strength, the stickiness, the gumminess of the compound. So I would put S1 and C3. I'm doing a tier list here on accident. You know what? Hold on. Agreed on the holds, but I can't find inserts for them that will survive water. The silicones will fit right in them. All of the J Concepts Class 2 tires are the exact same size on the inside. They're the exact same ID. No, these are fake Goodyear Wranglers. They did fair. They did decent. They're definitely not rock blocks, though. Yeah, the Duratrax are great. Yeah, megalithics are kind of, as much as I kind of don't like it, but as much as I don't like it, from a performance-only standpoint, the megalithic is a better tire than the Tusk. From a cosmetic standpoint, the Tusk kicks the megalithic into a ravine. The Tusk is like one of the best-looking tires out there, as far as I'm concerned. No, on the left. Oh, no, these are 525 Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses. Which, yes, are, I mean, I can understand the confusion. Like try to tell them apart. One is just bigger than the other. But yeah, I'm never gonna run them. These are not bad. They were not suited to the Ghoulie Moo at all. But they're not bad. Like anything that would fit a 525 Canyon Trail, anything else that's on a 5 Crossimo X, something like that. These would be great. And maybe I might have inserts for them, but I might not. None of these tires have inserts in them. They'll ship cheaper. None of these tires have inserts in them. Done. All right. This is my last piece. It's my last piece of cardboard. I don't even remember what box I cut up. You're going to go, you're now. Well, you have to decide. I'm doing tire compounds, right? Is that what I'm doing? What am I doing? This is an existential question. What am I doing? If anybody has any idea what I'm doing, please drop it in the comments. My wide tip Sharpie is really beginning to show its age. So for this one, we're going to get a little high we're going to see how wide this line is. I think that's visible. This is a Sharpie Pro. And the scent has already filled the building. Woo, mama. If you've never experienced the scent of a Sharpie Pro, let me just say, you're missing out. It makes you want to do stuff. Like, I think if you were in a room with open Sharpie Pros for long enough, you'd try to fight a horse. You'd be like, I don't like the way that guy's side-eyeing me. You'd be like, you want to do something about it with your long face? Just when you think there couldn't be more electricity introduced into the system. I can hear the electricity right now. I'm just going to keep drawing lines until I run out of room. Sounds like a plan? Sounds like a plan. And then if I remember correctly, what I did is I just made a line here that didn't extend to the top two portions. So we go. Look at that. We made a list. Well, the blue shows up nice. It really transfers too. I'll send you a shipping with some cash for the pile on the bench. Wow, all of it? Oh, where, Hugo, Instagram? Like, yeah, I can absolutely, I can send it to you. I'll send you a shipping label and some cash for the pile on the bench. Wow. I mean, MKRC Build says he'll take the whole thing. Sharpie Pro literally makes my air purifier kick on to high. Do you talk to yourself when you're performing any task like me? Oh, 100%. 100%. All the time. When I'm working on something, there's two of us working on it.
Insane and slightly less insane.
Yeah. I'm at the age of what a buddy of mine delightfully refers to as losing his shit, right? You getting that spirit? I'm at that age now where I get ever closer, like each day feels like a fight to not lose my shit. And when I posted the Gearbox tier list, within like the first 3 comments, somebody was like, well, what about this Gearbox? And I believe that I said more than once, it's only on the list if I've used it or am using it. And I was like, they don't mean anything by it. Just let it go. They don't mean anything by it. But I'm like, why would you ask me immediately on a tier list? Why would you ask me about a Gearbox that's not on the list? If it's not on the list, it's like you're the employee down at the old ice cream shoppy. That's 2 P's and an E. And you're like, oh, would you like to sample any flavors? And they're like, what do you have in the way of a Pinot Grigio? And you're like, I will come over this counter. And that's sometimes, unavoidably, that's the feelings. That's the feelings that you have. Pinot Grigio. How far do I have to scroll down to find the Spaniard? I don't think I've sent him anything on Instagram in a hot minute. I'll just double up. Bap, bap, bam. Okay. Tier list done. UTB-18 gearbox. I can't really remark on the UTB-18 gearbox because the UTB-18 gearbox apparently is fine, but 3.5 millimeter outputs. Why? Why 3.5? Why not 4? 3.5 though. That can't smell as bad as when I got blasted with sewer gas on Tuesday. No, it doesn't smell bad. No. The Sharpie Pro smells amazing. And the longer you're in its presence, the more amazing it smells. But the thing is, it makes you want to try to fight a horse. I was always told if you ask yourself a question and then answer it, you're crazy. I subscribe to the thing that says, if you think you're crazy, that means that you're in a well enough mind to consider whether or not you're crazy, right? Crazy people do not know that they are crazy, right? But that's not entirely true. My wife, I know I've mentioned this before, my wife loves the true crime. And I'm in the same room. There's a stub wall. So here's the stub wall. We'll make a stub wall. Here's the stub wall. I'm sitting right here. I'm this tire right here. I'm sitting here editing videos. And then she's over here. She gets to be a wrangler. She's on the sofa watching TV. And she's watching true crime. And there was this one about this dude in like Sweden or Norway or something killed his wife and ate her. Just ate a little bit of her. Didn't eat all of her. Just ate some of her. And didn't even go to jail. Because they showed pictures of him at the time when he killed her. And he admits to it. He says that he killed her, right? So they show pictures of him then, and he's got neck tattoos already, and some encroaching onto the face. I'm not saying that that implies insanity, but when they show him again, his entire face is covered in tattoos. And I'm like, how did this guy get so many tattoos in prison on his face? And then they're like, oh no, he never did any prison time. And I'm like, y'all making fun of America? He killed his wife and ate her, and he did not go to jail. So I kind of get it, is basically what I'm saying. Like Bill Hader has the bit about how his favorite show is, and then she snapped. Like women who commit murder. And I'm like, I would watch Snapped. So I don't know what to put on that. Now I need to sit down for a minute. I've rambled a little bit. Guess who is confusing so many times the tire list with tier list? Is it you? I'm gonna guess it's you. That's not a tough one to confuse though. They're the same letters.
I was just gonna say that. One letters.
Isn't there a documentary on Vlad the Impaler she could be watching? Or Catherine of Bathory. That's a good one too. She was like the Lady Dracula. She would bathe in the blood of children because she thought it would keep her younger. Aren't human beings the best? But he only ate a little bit of her. That's true. He didn't eat all of her. He just ate a little bit.
What did it taste?
So, I don't know if the wife would be interested because so much of Vlad Tepes is just speculation at this point. It was so long ago that a lot of that stuff is definitely blown up to like his image was created by like when you find out about when you get into your deep dive period when you're looking into pirates and William Teague, right? Blackbeard. It was all drama. He was basically an actor. He would put lit fuses in his beard so that he would walk out of a cloud of smoke, and he scared the shit out of people. But William Teague didn't kill anybody for like the first decade of piracy. It was only very later on in his career that he was actually killing anybody. Meanwhile, that lady Chinese pirate that was the most powerful pirate ever to live, oh, she was killing everybody. She was killing everybody. She beat the Chinese Navy and then said, I'll surrender, but you can't arrest me or any of my crew. And they were like, okay. That's the level you want to get to. You want to get to the level where you can threaten governments and they're like, yes, please, just stop beating on us. It should be done. I just updated the files in the hosting. I don't know how long it will take for it to publish it. Hey. But he only ate a little bit. The Vlad stuff is in the ergut mushroom on Ehab. Mushroom. Yeah, anything that happened in times of yore, we have these questions as the Vlad stuff is, oh, so it was like a spore. Got it. Yeah, we find all these things out later on, you know, hindsight being 2020. We find all this stuff out that much, much later, they're like, oh yeah, that was just blown way out of the thing. He wasn't, you know, they're like, oh, he just actually he had some sort of vitamin deficiency and it made the sun hurt, so he didn't want to come out in the sun.
Well, yeah.
But that's boring. Yeah. Vampires are cooler. I'm going to start touching things in the hosting. If you get a notification saying the hosting just exploded, or now we're going to charge you $500 a month, tell me yes. Yeah, hallucinogenic mushrooms. Yeah, it's like they found out ghosts. Y'all know, right? Some of y'all's British. Y'all's over from England, right? You know about ghosts. Ghosts were gas lights. They had natural gas lights in their house. And they didn't know it. And carbon monoxide would be building up in the house. And if you get just enough carbon monoxide, not enough to kill you, it'll do some real crazy shit to you. So these people thought they were seeing like their dead grandmother, when in reality they were just getting mild carbon monoxide poisoning every night. Which is why if there was such a thing as ghosts, and I think such a thing as ghosts would be cool, even if they were malevolent, it'd still be kind of cool. We would have found one by now, right? We would have found one by now.
Especially with all those shows.
Right? I mean, come on. Who do you got? Here's your tier list. I'm going to make a poll. I'm going to make a poll.
Who's afraid of ghosts? I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Now, this might be a little bit Americentric, so I'm hoping that somebody will get it. Boom. The poll is titled "More Money for Doing Less," and your two choices are The Mystery of Oak Island, those guys up in Michigan who've never found a damn thing, and they're on like season 9, or any ghost hunter.
What about
Any
the one
ghost
where they,
hunter.
explore that deep hole.
That's the Mystery of Oak, the Curse of Oak Island guys. That's them. See, you knew, even though you didn't know it, you knew who I was talking about. They've never found, and not a single bone.
They found wood?
They found wood. They just keep making that show.
Someone else has been down there.
And then the ghost guys. Oh my God. Oh my
EMF
God.
reader's off the chart.
Oh my God. The EMF. Yeah. As the blind guy just said, the EMF meter is off the chart. But what does that mean? What is the EF meter supposedly detecting?
There's more magnetics coming.
They found a button and a few nails. And the ghost hunters, like, okay, look. The ghost hunters have to stay up late at night, so it's harder.
They don't even stay up at night. They watch the cameras.
They do. They just watch the cameras. Okay, look. Didn't they find a coin or something on Oak Island?
So?
Like, I think they probably did, right?
Like a
Oh my
coin.
God. My favorite Oak Island episode was when they got an expert in there that was, what were they, Mayans or Aztecs or something? He's all, it was actually an Aztec treasure ship. And I'm all, what? So the Aztecs sailed all the way around South America and then up into the Atlantic Ocean and then came into the Great Lakes and then buried their treasure there
In Michigan.
in Michigan, which is like, people will
Ice and
believe.
snow, which they're not accustomed
Yeah,
to.
the meter can pick up electrical current. Well, I mean,
Someone turned on a light switch.
so let me. Oh man. Oh no, good. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Okay, look. Watch. We're gonna become ghost hunters now.
Have an EMF meter?
Oh, it doesn't look like it looks pretty good. But we're gonna check the old bedroom where the grandmother probably died. And it's like, oh no, the voltage has gone up. There's a ghost. Yeah, look, here's your ghost right here. I mean, electricity is basically detecting electricity is not a thing. I mean, but here's my issue about yes, but we're all watching it. Look, Ben Webby, don't call us all out on our own dumbness. Here's the thing. Yeah, I got my EMF meter out. I thought it was Blackbeard's treasure on Oak Island with the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, probably. It's the Aztec treasure of Blackbeard, which they just happen to have the Ark of the Covenant in it. You would think, okay, you've all seen it, right? You take part in social media just like I do. You've been out there. We've all seen the TikToks where VO3, that unbelievable AI engine, is generating selfies from Bible characters, right? Where he's parting the Red Sea and he's talking into the camera. And then David is like, I'm just about ready to throw this rock at this big old dude over here. So wish me out. I'm hoping I don't get pieced out. And you're like, why have those dudes? The ghost dudes could have found a ghost by now. A digital one. A digital one?
Goes all the time.
Because people are doing fake stuff all the time. How come people are faking UFOs daily, but nobody's faking ghosts?
Hey, they're not faking UFOs. They're real.
Corridor Crew. Oh, I've never been on TikTok either. I refuse to download the app. But it all filters down. YouTube Shorts is what was hot on TikTok 60 days ago. Anything I see today and think was funny, my kid goes, yeah, I saw that 2 months ago. Pro Raptor's never seen Oak Island. Don't start watching it because you will continue watching it and it will engage in a spiral of self-loathing where you'll be like, why am I watching this? And, oh my God, if it was only on actual TV where you had to watch commercials, it would be unsurvivable. The episodes are literally, when you watch them online, they're literally like 35 minutes long for a 1 hour show. It's 35 minutes of show and 25 minutes of commercials. So when you watch them online, you can blast through like 3 episodes. Now, I feel differently about cryptids, right? Because I want cryptids to be real. I want a Jersey Devil, and I want a Bigfoot and a Yeti and the Loch Ness Monster. I want all those things to be real. And the beauty of those things is, well, it's the same thing that keeps ghost hunters in business, which is thanks to how logic works, you can't prove something doesn't exist. So ghost hunters stay in business on the strength of the inability to prove that doesn't, just because you haven't found one doesn't mean they don't exist logically. But we've got people that have been looking, really looking. The videos about stuff that you might be interested in that turn out to be AI. Ugh. Italian. I only just now discovered Italian brain rot, which is wild. I don't want this stupid crown next to my name. Well, you've got it. Not only do you, the skunk ape, the chupacabra. Yeah. Charles Hurley lost his crown. He dropped out of the top 3. Charles Hurley is down to 5th, despite having the same XP, whatever the XP means, as the top 13 people.
He's not participating enough.
He's not participating enough. I don't understand. I don't know what it means. It really follows the Drew Carey, the points are made up and the scores are made up and the points don't mean anything. Yeah. Sasquatch is real. I won't hear otherwise. I will fight all of you over this. If anything, Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster are the most plausible. Because if Nessie is just a plesiosaur that didn't die, absolutely. Why not? Why not? We have no idea what's at the bottom of the oceans. I doubt we really have a good idea of what's at the bottom of Loch Ness because that thing is crazy deep. Crazy deep. Oh, wait, we'll just see. Hey, Siri.
I don't think it was that deep.
Uh-huh.
How deep is Loch Ness?
Loch Ness is 745 feet deep.
700.
Hey, if you have another request, you don't need to say Siri before you ask it.
Thank you, Siri, baby. 745 feet deep for a lake is deep. That's crazy deep. When they started doing the underfloor mapping, the seafloor map or lake floor mapping of Lake Superior, some of those shipwrecks are like 20 feet below the surface of the water. Just strewn with shipwrecks right below the surface. So 745, that's light has never touched down there. You have no idea of what's down there.
But
It could
have manned rovers that
right.
go down to that.
But if it's alive, it moves. It's not just laying there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, look.
Some sort of den.
Okay.
Like beavers.
Don't.
There's proof they exist. No one's ever found Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, Mr. Hurley is right. Siri is getting bossy. Siri is a little sassy, ain't she? Yes, she is. Oh, wait, I can make her more sassy. My wife and I have had iPhones for so long that we shared the same Apple ID for over a decade, and it really messed things up because we had 2 phones on one Apple ID, and we've only just now separated them because I had my Siri for the longest time on. Now I got to ask her another question. Changing HomePod. Changing Siri's language will also turn off Hey Siri. So what they're telling me is that if I change Siri's voice, oh, there we go.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin to shine through the clear night.
That's British Siri. Now let's hear Australian Siri.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin to shine through the clear night.
No, British Siri is superior. No offense to Australia, but it's British Siri over all the other Siris. It cost Apple millions of dollars for the extra response. Thanks, Siri. Huh. Can you set the voice to 22-year-old female Texan? That'd be cool. Y'all know we are the aliens, right? Can't rule it out. That's as good of an explanation as any. Put Siri in Spanish. Hell no!
Yo hablo español. Here we go.
All right, it's all mixed together. So the wife was just here. Quit telling me what to do.
What's Siri with?
She's by herself. Siri is in Siri. My phone lit up. Oh, I do like setting off other people's devices. Because apparently when I do these live streams and I talk about her, she who shall not be named. Yeah, this is boring. Aveeno shaving cream, which is for ladies, but if you have to shave, particularly your head, the Aveeno Positively Smooth is actually very good. So there's a pro tip. Canyon certified Aveeno shaving cream. That's for my wife. But we all use it. So it's kind of technically for me, too. Oh, does she still do it? Hey, Siri. Why are fire engines red?
I'm pretty sure it's to match the big red lights.
So that that's not the answer she used to give, but that's a great answer. That's a great answer. So this came far too late. My Ray Wowo. This is the mount for this. This is the mount for that. But it came too late. I was looking for a wall mount for a camera, and trying to find a wall mount for a camera that isn't a wall mount for a security camera is arduous. But I managed to finally find one. So that will be installed by next week. And that thing was like $12. Oh, and it came with screws. I was really quite excited. Small things to be excited about. It's been ages since I last won something, though, other than some wheels from the fair RCO. Well, see, he just no matter, and some 6mm hubs. You need some 6mm hubs? Because I did. I've only won one thing in my whole life, and I'm 42, I think. Now, Charles, that's concerning, because you think you've only won one thing, or you think you're 42. Because one of those is more worrisome than the other. I know in one of Mr. C's old videos of him course building, you were able to see he has a beard. Now we know he's bald, slowly getting a police sketch together. Yes. Yes.
The picture's coming through.
Man, look at how thin those are. I wanted some thin hubs. Because I ordered some wheels that might be in one of these that are -10s. And then after it might be this. When I ordered this, I said, wait a minute, I don't need -10s. I sent an email with a start to a build that I think is more of what you wanted for the Losi Com crawler. Oh, okay. I will check those emails. I mean, later. If you watch the early Bruce videos, you get a quick face shot in the rearview mirrors. I love it. Give people all the hints. Because if it makes them go back and watch content over again, I'm doxing myself again. I should be facing the labels down. Yeah, she used to have a big, long-winded answer about why fire engines are red. It was like a Monty Python-esque answer. These ain't bad. These ain't bad. I'm all right with these. A little spider webby, a little webby action. These are going to get those 6mm hubs. And I'm going to, these hubs. I ordered them at the same time. Has anyone else noticed the prices of beadlocks keep going down on Amazon for no explicable reason? I got a set of 2 for $40. And it feels like a lot of the 1.9s are getting up around $40. Would a tricolor dig box work on a Rhino UA? Maybe. Hey! Oh, no. So, my wife uses Olay Regenerist. You know, we're not 20 degrees. We're not 20 years old anymore. But she can't handle scents. So it has to be unscented. And we've ordered it, and they sent a scented one. And then we returned it. I just took it back to the Kohl's. Like, not 24 hours ago, I took it back to the Kohl's. They sent us another one, and you will notice that all of the instructions on the side are in Arabic. And it is distributed by Procter & Gamble South Africa. Made in Poland. Okay, this is also, I'll tell you, scented. Because the unscented comes in a slightly different box. Amazon, why do you keep doing this? Because then we have to send it back and you have to send... This is going to ruin Prime. If you keep doing this, stop sending the wrong one. And you know how I know that it wasn't me this time? Because I just reordered the product that I've always ordered before. So how they continually keep sending me the wrong thing. So now the wife is out of Regenerist, and it's going to be my fault somehow. It's going to be my fault somehow. I just did it again. Another label up. Have I said here that I'm doing an internship at L'Oreal? Yes, you did. Last Friday was my last day of 2 weeks, and I will be back from September 15th to April 30th. Oh, wow. You know what those are. And is it weird that I'm getting hungry again? I get massive discounts and stuff. No, don't take shame in that. You need to start taking those massive discounts and you need to start flipping that stuff.
Yeah, mine still gives a long-ass description.
Yeah. You have no idea how much the ladies spend on cosmetics.
Oh.
It is truly unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they collect it. And then they start going to a place called Ulta. And then they start going to a place called Sephora. And if you are a man who has in your life a woman and she says, I need to go to the Sephora, you hold on for dear life.
Secure loan.
There's a lady stand-up comedian that has a bit where she talks about she goes, I was in the Sephora and there was a guy in there with his wife and he's just dutifully holding the basket while she shops. And she's like, well, I need to get this and that and this. And he goes, hey babe, just get whatever you want. And she goes, I swear every woman's head in the whole store all turned around at the same time and went like people audibly gasped because you will walk out with a bag that you hold like this, one of these bags that has like $800 in cosmetics in it. Wait in the car. You can't wait in the car, though. If the wife tells me she's going to Ulta, I go with her. Because she will go... Women shop. Men buy. Which is what it is. I go to a store to
know
get
what you
a
want.
specific thing. I shop like a Navy SEAL. I get in and get out before anybody notices that I was there. I really only wanted the tail light, but I ended up just going with the whole roof bar. Remember, not that far back, my girlfriend doesn't wear makeup, thank Odin. Chuck,
There's still more stuff she can buy.
couple more years. My wife repays me by spending 4 times the cost of each crawler I buy. Yeah. Oh no. Jay Jeezy's got 4 daughters,
Ooh.
so he does know about sitting around waiting. Oh my God. And then they finally get done, and you've kind of settled into the sofa, and you're watching like sports highlights on your phone, and then they're like, oh my God, are we going? How are you not ready? And you have to resist every urge to just start hucking things at them. Yep. Sounds about right. My wife bought an eyeliner no bigger than a Bic pen, and it was $75. Yeah. My wife's hair product is a Veda. And if you know, you know. Shampoo and conditioner was $400 for the 1 liter bottles. That does last about a year. And that's not the most expensive one there. They have like the something repair, intensive hair repair or whatever that's more than $400 for 1 liter of shampoo and 1 liter of conditioner. It's insane. It's insane. I wish I had any social skills at all. I would pay for that. I hate to tell you, Mr. Spain, I hate to tell you this. The only way to get any better at it is do it. Is to overcome, because that feeling that you feel where you don't want to talk to people because, like, what are they going to say? The only way you can get past that is talk to people and basically build up armor to where, regardless of what they say, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And we all forget it. I forgot it last week that none of it matters, right? Because here's the thing. Here's an easy one. As someone who is, and believe it or not, an introvert, I don't like to go places. Well, no, maybe that is believable. I make an effort to not go places, okay? So in my continuing effort to not go places, when you do have to go places, and I passed some of it on to my kids, neither one of my kids, I love doing this now. We go out to some place like a coffee shop, or we're ordering something, or there's a window. I will order my thing, and then I will just turn to my kid and stare at him. They grown, man. I'm not ordering your shit for you. Order your food, or you ain't getting none. And watching them stumble and fumble, it's the only way to get better at it. And here's the thing that you keep in the back of your mind. Always. This will help everyone and anyone in your interactions out in the wild. The person in front of you in line, or the person in back of you of line, that is inconsequential. It doesn't matter. The person with you in line at whatever you're at, there is a 99.99999 nearly off into infinity % chance you will never see that person again, ever. If you're traveling somewhere, it might as well be 100%. You will never see that person again. Even if you work with somebody. Think of it this way. My wife has worked at the same place for 10 years. There's a small handful of people that have worked there the entire time that she's been there for the 10 years. So we're talking in a company of about, I want to say there's 3,500 people that work there. There might be 5 people that have worked there the whole time that she's worked there. Most people, it's like every job place. They're there for 6 months, a year, 2 months, 3 years, 5 years, and then they're gone. They move on to something else. That's just how workplaces tend to be most often. So most of the 3,500 people that work there, she knows 100 of them, her department, and she doesn't know 90 of those 100. And of that 10, those are closer associates. And this is at her job. I'm talking about you being out there in the wild. That girl that you're intimidated to talk to, if you don't talk to her, you will never see her again. Ever. You guys, you are two electrons and you pass past each other. And if you don't collide, you'll never pass past each other again. So as you get older, and this is a thing that Hugo doesn't have. Hugo doesn't have built into him nostalgia and regret and dwelling on the past because he doesn't have any of the things to be nostalgic about or dwell on, right?
Remember high school?
So I am on Facebook, and I check my Facebook at least once a day, and people would be like, ugh, Facebook. I have a different name for Facebook. Facebook is the place I go to check in on the people that I will never see again. I will never see those people again. The guy who was a bike tech down at the bike shop moved back home to Ohio. I will never see that guy again, ever. The girl who was the lifelong childhood friend of my brother-in-law, she got married to a Jamaican and moved to Florida. Never see her again. Never.
In Florida?
Yeah. They've been in Florida about 10 years now.
Last I heard she was in Vegas.
And yeah, my buddy that was my lifelong childhood best friend lives outside of Las Vegas right now. Our circles do not overlap. There's every chance in the world that I will never see him again. We're both around, I'm in my 50s. I think he's right around, he's probably 50 this year or next year. There's a good chance, despite the fact that we live about 4 hours apart. 4 hours might as well be the other side of the world. I have a better chance of seeing Hugo before I die than I do of seeing him before I die. Because I was in a graduating class of 99 people, and of those 99 people, I have seen 4. I live in the town I was born in and went to high school in and went to college in, and I've seen 4 people. And I married one of them, and she's over there in the next building. What kind of work does your wife do? My wife is a director of provider operations for the Inland Empire Health Plan. So she's fairly up in the thing. She does a job that I could never do, not even for a minute.
Manage other people?
Just stay away from women altogether.
But they
I work-
smell good.
I work graveyard shift at a grocery store. If I go in to shop anytime between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., there's a 99% chance no one working knows I work there. Yeah, yeah. The people he works with don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, say JP Wirt's got to figure it out a little bit. My daughter loves dogs. If she sees a dog she wants to pet, I make her approach the owners to ask if she can pet them. And that, honestly, that's fantastic.
That's what
Because
you have to do.
my kids were even more closed in before they went into Scouts. Because when they were in Scouts for the couple of years that they were in them, it kind of like, it makes that interaction seem less forced. It seems more natural. You're around kids that are basically your age. You guys are doing the same thing. And then they get old, and then they turn more inside. Well, my birthday is Sunday. I'm going to be 33 or 34. There seems to be a running current here where people don't know how old they are.
Either they don't know or they can't do the math.
Do I work a 9 to 5? Oh, no. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since 2002. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
We've been unemployed the same amount of time.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to grit your teeth and just go headlong. Once you have the momentum, it's hard to stop. Yeah. I graduated high school. Since graduation day, I've never seen any of my high school friends since. I know I've mentioned it before. I had a friend that when I moved down from the mountains and I moved down here to where the city folk are, that was in the 6th grade. I had a friend that was my dude. John was my dude from 5th grade all the way through high school. So we went to school for like 8 years together. We graduated high school, and I never saw that dude again. Never. Not once. For all I know, he could be dead. Like, his dad was old school Minnesota. He was pretty funny. Yeah. As you age, you will grow your list of people I will never see again. I think my birthday is the 11th. Damn it, Charles! I ran into the guy that graduated before me in the line in high school. We never spoke in high school in 4 years, and we ran into each other in Washington State and are both from Florida. That's some small world action right there. I was born in 92. That's wild. You know why that's wild, Organized Chaos? Because I got married in 1992. Literally asked my wife how old I was today. Wow. I have no friends. Ha, beat that. Robert, I can't count my wife. We're legally bound by a document. We are friends, but it's a different thing, right? Spouses and friends are different functions at times. I have 4.
Me, Robert, Patrick,
and Sal.
Sal.
I have 4 friends. 4. And you know what? There's this thing, what do they say? I would rather have a tight group of 5 than an acquaintance group of 100.
We're not even that tight. You see me every other week.
Hey, for dudes, this is pretty close. For dude-wise, this is pretty close. I don't remember a single teacher's name from high school. Oh, I do. Mr. Brogier was the best math teacher I ever had. I had my art teacher's name was Mr. Hanlon. I had a algebra teacher that was Dr. Critchlow. And I remember Dr. Critchlow because I had to write a paper on him when I was in high school, and he flew bombers. He flew bombers in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. So he was an interesting dude. And I was like, how do you end up an algebra teacher at a Catholic school? And he's like, it's a crazy world, isn't it?
I needed a job.
Needed a job. And then Randy Adams. Coach Randy Adams was our track coach, and that man flew F-15s. So, yeah, wow, my God. I remember a lot of my... Why do I remember so many of my high school teachers? I basically don't remember any of my college professors, except for James Brown. I had my creative writing professor in college. His name was James Brown.
Well, I imagine your shop teacher, you know his name.
Oh, Leo Doyle. Yeah. Yeah, if I liked it, I remember them. I guess I can remember names. And then once they're committed, they're committed. Well, I can't remember names anymore. The worst thing a girl will ever say to you is no. Jerry the Raccoon, there are some fantastic Instagram reels where girls say things that are a lot worse than no.
Worse than no.
I talked to a friend yesterday. He runs the car dealership we bought a car from. The last time I saw him, we bought our other car 5 years ago, and that's about it. Nice. Yeah, the circle gets smaller and smaller. Bill Truitt's only seen one person he went to school with. I looked at my driver's license, and it says October 11th, 1983. Well, that's an official document, so we got to go by that. The person who was my best friend went to the same class I did for 12 consecutive years. Haven't talked to her in the last 4 to 5 years. Yeah. My Lieutenant Murtaugh list grows daily. I worked at the local bar right out of high school. I hung out with most of my high school buddies for 10 years or so. Man, I kind of wish I could have had that. Late to the stream, still watching the Axel Housing rankings, and I can't wait to see where the incredible H10 lands. Oh, man!
Forgot about that one.
See? See? Wow. I should have picked a thicker marker.
To the pro.
All right. Now,
board.
Okay. Honestly, the H10. I want to put it in C tier, but
There's really no use for it.
there's really no use for it. But the F10
It's a good axle.
is all the H10 axle was so good it was forgettable. Yeah, that's how much impact the H10 axle in a world where the Mias isokinetic exists makes no sense. It's an axle.
Is that D?
That's C. In C, GA44, AR44, HD44, H10, they're just axles. They don't do anything better or worse than any other axle. The H10, the more I think about it, I'm starting to agree with Jerry the Raccoon where H10 is a solid D because I just remembered about the stupid knuckles and I just remembered about the stupid knuckles and the fact that you can't, that it needs completely different drive shafts than every other Vanquish product. It has a unique inner drive shafts are unique to the H10, which, yes, the H10 and the Ghoulie Moo, 100% side by side. I'm surprised they didn't call it the H44. They like the 10. I guess that's supposed to mean 10th scale. You've all seen it. And you know what these are for. I've been working on this for the last couple days because I love it so much. How could Vanquish get it so wrong? And then I literally threw pieces at it to see what would stick, and I love it. I've been driving it and driving it. It's like, is there anything good about the Guillemon? The Ghoulie Moo is a perfect illustration of what could have been, of wasted potential.
The parts that are supposed to be there but don't work.
Oh, but for real though, what about the F10T? The F10T would be, it's a different cosmetic F10. So I would have to say, I'm doing this to anger Hugo.
Into the board.
It's the same axle. It just looks more like a Yoda. It's a Yoda F10. I might have actually put it down to A on the F10T. It doesn't clear rock quite as well as the regular F10, but that could very well be like a sort of placebo. Like I think that it's binding more, but it probably actually isn't. Can you send me the new pick for the axle tier list? I can remember where I put my phone.
What's everything?
Oh, he's spamming it. I'm going to hurt him. I'm getting a plane ticket to Spain. I got to send this to Hugo. Ugo. H has an H sound, man. It's just the way it is. Some things will never change. There you go. Ha ha, get owned, Spaniard. I can't remember what trans is in your optic. Fox belly. Fox belly.
The Artful Dodger.
Why is there one singular gold beadlock screw? Hee hee! I do need googly eyes, but I think I put them in a storage bin that's up in the loft above our heads. So I got to climb up there to see if, or alternately, go to the craft store and just buy new googly eyes. I could do one or the other. Why is there one gold screw? 3 words. Pop a color. Gotta have that pop a color. So we just get the 1 gold. That's the valve stem. It's just the one. Look at that. Ooh, look at it shining. Look at the sparkle. You know what my favorite thing about this rig, about this build is right now? Let me get the cable out of the way so you can experience it fully. Hello. Because it is not an H10, because it's not an optic, look at the hole just gets bigger. Look at, there's just nothing. There's nothing through the middle. It's just a big hole. It's great. It's great. You can't put one singular gold screw and say pop a color. Pop a color. Look at that. Just that little pop of color. Look at that.
Wow,
Little.
but you noticed it, didn't you?
Yeah, you noticed it, didn't you? Therefore, pop a color. If it caught your eye, pop a color. Hugo, was your father killed by a man with 6 fingers?
Okay.
Did you paint the Choose Your Own Adventure? No, not yet. Not yet. It's like a gold tooth and an old hillbilly. Hell yeah. All the letters in the alphabet start with their actual letter, but W starts with a D. That is true. Pop a color. I got myself a never used element body yesterday for cheap. Now I have almost all the parts I need to build a fully element rig. Nice. You should put Oscar the Grouch sticking out of the hole in the hood. The empty hole is more maddening than the single gold screw. Oh, so good. So I should scrap the H10s and VFD2 I have in my optic and it will actually work? Yes. Yes, 100%. Mad Scientist Makers, if you haven't watched the first episode of It Came From the Workbench 58, which is literally an optic cage with 4-wheel steer Capra axles under it, and the H10 axle is one of those axles that I think would be better served on something else. Put it on something else. Build a class 1 with some real dished out. Build a rig around them. Tier list for chassis based on geometry, weight forward mounting option, LCG clearance, etc.
So cool. Hey, yes.
I'm considering putting my Mias Capra isokinetics on my optic with a VFD twin that has front rear dig and a fixed OD at 25%. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Because this chassis, just a twin. It's built to fit a twin. This chassis fought getting a fox belly put into it. It didn't want it. It tried to reject it because the fox belly is basically the width of the whole thing. And I don't want to spoil, well, I mean, what? There's 127 people. Come on. So I made myself some new pins. Look at these little honey dippers. I made myself some pins to hold the doors on. And then in this door, you've got all the electronics. So the receiver and everything. And then there's the motor because it's fox belly. So all the electronics are on that side. And we went full past the Rubicon on this immediately. We were cutting everything. Because when you saw it last, it was BTA, and now it's SOA, which means I cut the whole front of the chassis up to get servo and axle to clear. Look at that giant hole. There's just nothing there. And then on the battery side, battery, and to get a 1300 in there, you have to literally carve the bottom of your element gearbox off. I have made so many changes to this. So many changes that I fear that in the next episode I might not even be able to document them all. It's coming up. It's coming up soon-ish, and it has so much droop on the hundreds that if you put it on a 4-inch yoga block, all 4 tires touch the ground. It's great. It's great. Check the website, sir. Oh,
is the website actually active?
yeah. Oh, we're all going to play the game. Are you ready? Yeah. You've all lost. Oh, and it opens a new tab. That's right. Excellent. Boop. Boop. Hey. Oh, you know what? I got to say, shout out to the Spaniard. Shout out to the man from Spain, because that is the level of jankiness that I can truly appreciate. It is just still images of cardboard tier lists just stuck onto the website. That is the best. This format of tier list,
What do you expect?
try to tell me that this format of tier list isn't just in the entire spirit of the Canyon. Like, this is the way we do things. We loosely glue rocks together, and we make tier lists out of cardboard. Look how nice that Sharpie Pro looks, though. That one almost looks too nice. We need the big chunked out Sharpie like on the other ones. Anything new in the Jolly Green chassis yet? I was told by the man who knows the things that all of the parts of the first 10 are already ready. And I yelled at him, I berated him, and said, nothing ships before the 21st. That's how it works. 15 days from now. Expect the week before, so after mid-month, so say after the live stream of next week, sometime in that weekend is when I'll shoot for it, you will receive your instrucciones for how you proceed with finalizing thy purchase. Because it's all going through Shopify and all of that, so all the shipping is handled and all of that stuff is handled.
Easier on his end.
Yes, and that will be there. So we are a couple weeks away. We're basically 2 weeks away before things will start shipping. And he's on vacation right now for 10 days. So I'm on vacation for 365 days. So we'll get to it. Won't send me more pics. Oh my God. Hugo is building a bus so he can throw me under it. Will there be a Jolly Green coupon code in the next Scale News update? Oof. Like I say, there'll be an explanation for everybody who has pre-ordered. And then we will go apparently like semi-wide. Do we know a final total without shipping added? Not yet. It's not fully finalized yet, because we've kind of agreed on an idea of where the, if you want to call it profit, where the profit split is going to be split, because cost of manufacture, cost of material, shipping cost, all those overheads, the boxes, all of that stuff, we've figured that all in, and we ain't selling this thing for, we ain't making big money. I'll tell you this right now. The pair of rails, the cost on the pair of rails is $35. Each pair, to get each pair cut, is $35. So the first 10 was $350 to just get those 10 pairs of rails cut.
Does that include the shipping there and back?
No, that's just rails.
That's just to get cut.
That's the cut. The cut fee is $17.50 per rail.
Okay.
So, what is the name of the website? Do you mean crawlercanyon.net? Or are you asking about something else? Wait a second, you're selling rigs? Through the Discord, there's a, we're doing Jolly Green. Is it still under here? No, that's Jolly Green. Oh, no, I know where it is. So, I designed the LCG chassis that is Jolly Green, and I designed it to be made exactly once, and then I was beleaguered into doing more. And this is the chassis, and I have a box over there that has all the parts to build out the rest of it. And then RC Zilla sent in all of his stuff, which is axles, links, shocks, all of that stuff to actually build his. So his will be there'll be a build along going through to show you how to build it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. If you look up Zoku RC on Instagram, he's already built his, and I think he put an anvil on it. I think his has got an anvil on it.
Probably going to be the most common body.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't in a story. Yeah, it's an anvil. It says 42 on the roof. If you want to see the most expensive, well, maybe not. Maybe somebody will beat it, but
One of them.
if you want to see one of the most expensive Jolly Greens that you're going to see, it's that one. Because I know it's overexposing dramatically on the camera. I mean, this makes the sky look jet white. But, yeah, it's got Vitivons on it. Of course it's got Vitivons on it.
Did you not screen share with them?
I should have just brought it up and screen shared it. Yeah. For the moment I've spent on pieces for it, and there's damn near any amount you could say that I most likely wouldn't pay. I'm gonna guess. Well, okay, no, I can say under $250 total for certain, with shipping and all the parts and everything, because remember it's gonna include paying hard front upper, like we're trying to get it as close to being just like a drop in. Screen share the website again, please. Like the main page or the tier list page? Well, when Hugo says it, I assume he means the website. Okay, there it is. Now, what am I looking for? Oakland Island by far has the most combing and money wasting for nothing. At least ghost hunting is entertainment. I will say, ghost hunting makes me laugh more because they're like, did you hear that? It said grandma. No, it didn't. No, it absolutely didn't. It didn't say anything.
We set up.
Yeah. There totally wasn't anybody at the end of the hall. Okay, latest video. Hey, why is the latest video what I'm looking at right now? How is that working? Refresh. It just looks the same. Boop, boop, boop. What am I looking for? Oh, maybe it's not active yet. Oh, you don't mean my cache, you mean his cache. All right. Yeah, 200. I'm going to say high end 240, and I'm going to say low end 200, 210.
Shit.
Yeah, all inclusive is where I think it's going to be. So it's active and it's hilarious. Damn it, I'm going to open it on my phone and see if I can see it on my phone. I want to know what's going on. I want to be with the cool kids. Damn it, did he red cat me again? Or is this old cache? Oh, because when you end stream, this is the newest video. All right. What's the worst crawler crash or fall that you've witnessed that the crawler drove away from? The beauty here is that we don't have far to fall. The farthest you can fall off of here is Mount Tumbledore, and that's about 6 feet. Okay, so, all right, Charles, look. Charles, you're getting ahead of the game. If you deposited 100, everyone that has made a deposit, which is so far 21 people, those 21 people will get a coupon code for when they go to process at Zoku to buy that will take $100 off of the cost. Well, because you've already paid 100. See how that works? That way because it's all going to run through Zoku. If you could see it well enough, which you probably couldn't. So I'm going to try to bring it up. The chassis. What am I doing? I have a chassis brace right here. It's terrible. So it has all the pieces except for a skid, because we agreed. Actually, he made a skid. So this is a slider with the body mount. And as you can see, he does a whole lot of walls. So those are the sliders. This is the electronics / battery tray, because if you're running a Fusion, you can just strap your battery to it. And then on the back, it has the Zoku X CCIe, the collab. And it has the bolt holes to mount a bed to it, just like the Element pieces. And you can, and my God, he really knows how to make a 3D printed part. So some of it is not fully finalized. We're gonna get there. We've still got a couple weeks. I did have a horrible thing. I bought a Red Cat Fusion 3 months ago, and the only thing left Red Cat is the carbon fiber frame cross bases and body mounts. That's kind of where everybody ends up with a Red Cat Fusion. I fixed it on my screen. I don't know, because I do not have an idea what I'm doing. You might have to close the webpage and look it up again. That's a good idea. Now, it's still not there for me, but we can blame the stupid web browser that I use, honestly. Opera makes me want to fight it. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. So here was the one that, oh no, I have it muted. So here was the one that he did when he first put it together. So he had just built it. It's a pretty good one. This'll this is my anti-sales pitch, I guess, because like it's effectively out of my hands at this point. 6 tusks, a lot of dollars in Vitavon. Just wraps around the corner, and then here it is with the body on it. You can see his reflect. No body clips. Don't run body clips unless you gotta. Just got some mini springs on the regular GTS. Full Jenny's order there for all that stuff. And if you add another axle, it just goes. It goes. That's why I made it. That I achieved a goal, I think. Hit F12 on the website network, click on index CSS. No! Unless you have a stupid Apple, that won't work. Pick this up here. Ha ha! Deal with it. Hashtag. If not for Apple, there'd be no videos at all. So put that in your pipe. Why wouldn't you think my computer would be an Apple? Why would you think? Like, what are you doing? Spain, what are you doing? Oh, wait, I have it. So Zoku wanted to see, so he built his with a flat belly. So I don't know. We haven't gotten into the full discussion yet. We don't know if it's going to come with this part. This feels like 100% infill. But he printed a flat skid that fits. So I don't know if it's going to come with the flat skid, but it might. Like I say, I built mine around, and I think he copied the holes so that even the link spacings are the same. But I'm not sure. He's an Apple minion. It's too late now. I'm a PlayStation guy, and I'm an Apple guy. Like, it's too late. It's way too late. Screen share the website. It looks exactly the same. Yeah, see, here's... Oh. Is the little camera in the corner, like... Why is it still showing my screen share? Yeah, but it doesn't do the things that you think it's going to do. And I don't... You know what? There's probably a way to, like, zap the cache. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to try to find out. I downloaded, like I said, streambot.io or whatever it is. Oh my God, I can't. I want to have the text-to-speech things. I want all that stuff, but I don't know if I want it that bad. Hit F12 on the website. F12 on a Mac turns the volume up. And I can quick reload, but that doesn't do anything. I shouldn't have gone there. Yeah, I don't know, man. Microsoft is the red cat of the computer world. I'm not sure. It's definitely like it's so many walls. Look at that. It looks like a map. He's got some of, I'm not going to say only, but he has some of the only 3D printed stuff that I'm absolutely comfortable with. Our good man, Argenum, is well over 2 years on Zoku. These are all of his original parts. And it wears like, I think his print quality's actually gotten even better. But I have not replaced any part that came out of the kit, the first Zoku kit. It's all the original pieces. And if anything, the least durable piece of a Phoenix is... Why did I say durable? The least durable piece of a Phoenix is the input shaft inside the VFD Twin. Mods can't ban mods. What can I do? Screen share and do it. I can tell you.
Drunk with power.
Hugo! F12 makes the system louder, and F11 makes it quieter, and that makes it louder, and F10 mutes it. And this fast forwards. I don't know what that does. That muted it.
Hit Apple in that button.
Do it before it's too late. Oh, well, you know what I can try doing? I'll just quit Opera. Oof. You know, hitting Command Q right there, I had a moment where I really, I puckered up a little bit.
Thought you ended the stream.
Yeah. Let's not just haphazardly hit Command Q. Let's not do that. No, even if I reload it. I don't know, man. You know I'm not going to deep dive. You bought a keyboard and don't know how it works? It's a
Mac.
It's a Mac keyboard, dude. Do you have that symbol on your keyboard? Does your keyboard have cool lights that dance across it? This is a Keychron keyboard for Macintosh. See the little thing that says Mac on it? Oh, I'll make you crazy. Are you going to drop that Mias LCG in the Gary Musey? No. He is built as he is. I have another chassis, the option key. I don't know. Okay. Option.
What does he want you to look at? Stuff?
Option F12? Nope. That takes me to my sound interface. Look. The Spaniard is not allowed to... No, it doesn't make you use the Option F number. Okay, I'll do Command F12. I don't care. That just makes a note come out. Look, don't make me try to feel like an old man, all right? If I hit option F12, it takes me into the audio preferences. That's what you get for using Apple. Listen, Spain. Listen, I'm dropping the ARD. You're just getting Spain now. Listen, Spain. I got my first Apple computer. Jesus. 15 years before. Oh, God. Wait, you're 19.
How come there's all this Red Cat stuff on the front page?
Yeah, that's what he wants me to see. But, yeah, he red catted me again. He's lucky. He's lucky he's on the other side of the planet. Hit right-click, inspect. I can inspect element. He's not going to be happy until I clear my cache. But you know what? We're like 5 minutes from the end. So he's going to... I'm not going to clear it. And then he's going to be sad.
Suffer, Spaniard.
I'm not using... Oh! Robert S. had the best answer ever. I'm not using Safari or Chrome, so I'll just open Chrome, which doesn't have anything cached. And then we can just open the website. All right. See, are you happy? Are you happy? There you go. I already knew I'd been red catted. I looked it up on my phone. See, I already knew I'd been red catted. He just wanted to share the joy of the red catting with the rest of the world.
What is Hugo's obsession with Red Cat?
I think he secretly wants a red cat, is what it is.
So do I.
I think it's less than secret.
I think we should get him a Wendigo.
I think he holds him. Yeah, you got red catted.
Is that Hugo's wish list?
I think so. I can't see what the heck you're doing. I just opened a different browser. That's a lot easier. Oh, Ed Scrivener is on his way. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. We're wrapping up. Is what we're doing. We're wrapping it up. I will take all of the ideas into consideration for the next. People love a tier list. So we'll do another one. I did this tier list in a live stream because I don't care, is what it is. I don't care. I don't think that the secret to my success or lack thereof, the cause of my lack of success, I don't think either one of them are particularly tied to the fact that I do too many or not enough tier lists. But I'll just tell you, there's 128. Here's a little tidbit for the 121. I love making a tier list. I don't have to go anywhere. It takes like 30 minutes to film it, and I'm done. It takes 10 minutes to edit it. Oh, Shocks would be a good one. Shocks would be a good one. Because I have a lot of thoughts about Shocks. And my God, if you think I've used a lot of axles and gearboxes, wait until we get to Shocks. My goodness. I'm going to have to...
Sit down and think.
I'm going to have to print out the labels smaller. Because some of those tiers are going to get overfilled with the number of Shocks. And I don't think that tier list will have the same weighting that the tier lists that have preceded will have. Servo tier list? I can do it. Somebody picks the... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I will loosely schedule because y'all, here's what y'all need to know. In basically 1 month from now, is Anime Expo. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th of July is Anime Expo. So I'm basically trying to get the content clicking so that I am at least 8 days out. So like the week of Anime Expo, which would be the very end of June and the beginning of July, I want to have episodes done all the way through Tuesday or Wednesday of the following week. Because I'm not going to, we usually, I mean, y'all know, you can tell. I film Wheelin' Wednesday on Sunday morning. Me and the wife go out Sunday morning, we film Wheelin' Wednesday, we do our trailing, then we go out to eat, we make a day of it. It's grown-up times with toy cars. And then I have plenty of time to edit it, and I put it up, and it's good to go. So I usually, by the end of Monday, my Monday evening, I'm usually filmed through the week. Like I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday done. I want to get even further ahead because coming up, starting next week, me and the kids start on cosplay fabrication. The kid is going as Vi from Arcane, and their friend is going as Jinx from Arcane. So I have to make that stuff. The gauntlets, and we already purchased the plans for that, and we're going to cut up a metric ton of EVA foam, and then I've got to get stuff done for the wife, and we're doing it better than we usually have, because usually I'm drying the spray paint with a heat gun the night before we're driving to LA. I'm going to go hang out with a bunch of sweaty nerds during the sweatiest time of year. That is, Robert S., you are not wrong. And the owners and operators of the Los Angeles Convention Center, they know this because they turn the air conditioning up so powerful that I kid you not, it's probably in the upper 50s, low 60s inside that building. They know that those nerds have not discovered deodorant yet. It could get real stinky, but luckily it doesn't. And I have thought I will have my phone with me. I can easily put my gimbal in my bag, and I'll take you all on a vertical live stream through Anime Expo if you're not careful. Oh, Mr. Woodham, don't worry about it. We will finally, the Sawtooth, at least for the time, the Sawtooth we've ended the era of the Sawtooth. Because, to be honest, I'm kind of trying to curate the members section. Because the members section is where I go to talk to you directly, not as disembodied hands. Like, the things I don't say in videos, I kind of say in the members sections. So, yeah. So, we're doing a little curation. So all of you heading off to bed, yeah, Mr. Woodham with the 50. That's double 50s. That's double 50s. I don't know if I would survive an Anime Expo Live, and I have to go to 2 days of it. I've only been to the LA one. This is, I think, our 6th time.
You went to the one in Ontario?
Well, we've done Ontario and Anaheim, but LA is the only one that really counts. It's real big, and I'm glad that they've refined it down to us just doing the one a year. Yeah, the wife is going to pull the cable. Where's Susan at? We're going to spin us out. We'll do the thing. Oh, by the way, for the last 120 is still here. Yeah, you know there's a video in 30 minutes. And here's the spoiler for the video. The video is about this. This is what the video's about. That's all you get. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We spin you out. We grab the guy. We turn off the flashing. Thank you so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. We had a good one. All of your kind contributions will be spent on toy car crap because we love it. And we can't get enough of it. We just can't get enough. And we shut them down. We shut down camera 3. We shut down camera 2. And I will see you all Chuck Hurley, what was that? Oh, and to somebody who asked what I go as, disgruntled dad.